TSM cooked in that upper bracket final. They came up with some interesting comps, you know, this Pharah Tracer Diva on King's Row that even Fluffy Dreamland was able to exploit in that last series. And then the Reaper came out and actually even forced Doom into a Reaper mirror on Runasapi. Did not have that on my bingo card. So we'll see if Timeless has adapted any of these strats, if they have a new approach to it, having seen it. You know, it definitely makes a big difference having seen it once and have an adjustment in the bag.
Absolutely. And for TSM, of course, the front line is always the thing you have to talk about. Rocket's Tracer was phenomenal yesterday. Like, if the individuals can have the same kind of performance again, it's going to be an uphill battle for Timeless once more.
Yeah, this double flex DPS is kind of nasty, to be honest. I mean, we're so used to kind of seeing Rocket and Chopper, but this is a perfect meta for King to come in, or Junkenstein here, to play the Pharah and then just have Rocket on Tracer. It's going to be a hard battle, I think. Considering how the series went yesterday, I do think TSM are going to walk away with this one. I mean, Cuffer's Winston's hard to exploit. I mean, Fluffy Dreamland did it a little bit. We saw a few swaps here from Cuffer. And maybe the Wrecking Ball is something that they need to look at for this next one. I mean, hey, it can happen. Like, Cuffer's ball looked pretty decent. Maybe that would be the secret weapon, the secret tool that they require.
I said it at the end of that last match. I don't know if that just looked good in comparison because they played it against Fluffy Dreamland. I'm not sure it will have the same effect on TSM. But yeah, Timeless, obviously a phenomenal roster. The synergy is there. They've been playing with each other for quite some time. And yeah, they have been relying mostly on that Winston. And yes, they've switched it up in their previous match. But was that enough, Jake? Do you have faith?
You know, I think it's beyond just one counter. It's not like, oh, you're just going to play ball and win the series and become a ball trick, but just, you know, just having a little bit more to throw, wrenches to throw in the monkey works for monkey wrench to throw in the works. Is the phrase I'm looking for.
Things will be thrown
against TSM, and just mix it up, because I think they were just a little bit too predictable overall, being so reliant on the Winston. With how good they are, you know, it's hard to blame them for it, but it did open them up to some counter picks. TSM clearly came prepared to punish those matchups. And so I think, regardless of whether they stay on the Winston, there needs to be some sort of adaptation to beat back these matchups where TSM just got a huge advantage. And I mean, individual players like Rocket with a strategic advantage, that's a dangerous combo.
There's the recency bias in full effect on your displays right there, TSM. Yeah, all right. I see where you're coming from, audience. I mean,
fair enough. They got a map advantage as well, coming in from the upper bracket.
True. That has to be taken into consideration, of course. That can do a lot for you. That said, though, didn't do an awful lot for Ents. They didn't know. So we'll see
true.
Also, the viewers also thought that Ents is winning. He was saying, I think, did they actually? I'm just throwing them under the bus. I was just being a hater. I'm not sure anymore. I might be telling lies, but that's okay, because I get paid for it. No, that doesn't make it okay.
What's happening? What's going on?
I'm telling you what's going on. I'm telling you what's happening. A grand final is on its merry way to everyone's screens, and I'm here for it. Let's see if they can get a salty run back going in this region as well. TSM is taking on Timeless once more. Jake, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much, Zoe. Here it is, the rematch of the upper bracket finals, TSM versus Timeless, a 1-4. But as you can see on your screens, TSM, because they won the upper bracket final, because they made that run through upper bracket, they get an advantage. So they get a single point on the board already. So Timeless are on the back foot. Their first pick is Nepal.
Far from insurmountable, though. One map lead, right? We saw in the EU Grand Finals didn't seem to matter much, right? Like, you know, I think in a best of 7 as well, you know, that one map lead is kind of easily forgotten by the time we get to the end of the series. Nepal was a super strong start in the last matchup for Timeless.
Yeah,
TSM, I think, are a more fearsome opponent, especially with Rocket on the Tracer. I think that's like a huge factor on Control, where Tracer, I think, generally really shines in this game mode and is like super dominant in some spots. But as I say that, is it going to be another Reaper special? What is going on? There's some major cooking, major metagaming being done by both squads here.
Okay, hang on. We are seeing... Okay, so this is exactly the same kind of thing we saw yesterday with TSM. Just shutting down Cuffer's Winston, running out with the Sombra and the Reaper.
It's going to be a hard spot for Reaper, though. A lot of range damage coming in on him.
Yeah, Lucamino hacked initially there. Rocket with a TP. Oh, Reaper versus the Pharah. Who wins that duel? Well, apparently it's Reaper. Nice little sleep on left. That might result in a kill. Not quite. Slips out of there.
Everyone's low. Oh, Cuffer does fall. Kappa finds King, rather.
Yeah, rather unlucky. Point not
Point's
capped
not
just
capped,
yet.
yeah. TSM can't back off. They need to fight this choke point.
Rockets out. Okay, space reclaimed. Despite losing that first pick in Doomed and the Pharah, I'm going to cap the point regardless. Like TSM struggling to get a hold of this game despite having an advantage early on, as they now try and rotate across this high ground. But look at the damage. Look at the spam, Jake, coming in.
Yeah, and you just have no choice but to keep chasing. Timeless happy to play Ring Around the Rosie here, fully just kiting away, creating distance, and all the while forcing some skills, putting pressure. I mean, this Reaper really is going to struggle to close distance. Yes, you can TP in, but that's kind of the one trick in your bag of tricks. It's not a very big bag of tricks on Reaper.
Good sleep on the Reaper, but still they are wrapping. Oh, there's the kill onto Kuffa. Okay, Squid kind of looking at the rest of his teammates, making sure they were healthy. Unfortunately, Kuffa was sustaining the most damage there. And here comes the point flip. All right, now this is the point where TSM can play super close as well.
Yeah, this is, I think, maybe a key moment to maybe like rush through, but it's scary because you almost want to come through the chokes and just force the fight very, very early. But if you get baited in, if you don't get initial kills on the rush, look at that, instantly kited by Timeless.
Bob's going to go in. Actually gets instantly hacked there by King.
Bob sleeping.
Yeah.
Real tired. I love
He
the
is
hack
lacking
Bob.
right now. Look at him go. He's just, he's slumped over.
Just chilling.
All right, nano boost for Squid. A lot of ultimates coming up for TSM as well. They're getting pushed back right now. Oh, the EMP is good for 4 there. And to add insult to injury, Rocket just lets it rip on the Beyblade.
Yeah, still flip for Timeless though. You know, able to get the swap in the melee, and that's going to mitigate some of the losses from that fight. I think EMP Blossom is probably some of the scariest aggressive tools. Yes, you have the Icy with the Primal, but we'll see if he can survive. I mean, there's overwhelming damage from Timeless. I mean, even a Primal Rage, you might even need the Sound Barrier as well to survive through these engagements.
See if this Captain Sun can find anything. Cover using that Primal Rage. Led with that B, there's no chance to use it high in the sky right now, but Rocket once again somehow taking down the Pharah. Captive Sun just outside of the map right now, does end up connecting. There's the outburst to get back on top of the point, or on top of the high ground there, but you're just gonna get met with Icy's Winston. TSM in firm control, so many ults used in that fight, but it is TSM at the end of it that come out on top, and Kuffa switching over now to the Queen.
Yeah, seems to be the answer they've got cooked up for these, you know, like overemphasized Winston counters. Kuffa, see if he can make it work against TSM. I think if they can win this map, it's a really powerful statement for the rest of the series, given that the Reaper was kind of a problem for them yesterday.
Well, okay, they are putting pressure on the point. Doomed is there, capping. TSM should be able to get someone on the point to, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Rocket actually on the point. Begging for them to come to him at this point. His limited range not exactly helping him right now. This rush from Renko is pushing Timeless all the way back. You can see him hiding in the Mega Health Pack room right now. Doomed forced a recall already, so he's not going to be useful in this fight just yet. A nice little boop onto the Sombra, but a quick transfer onto the high ground just to make sure they're safe. And TSM rolling over Timeless there. This Reaper, the Sombra, just basically, Kuffa, you're enemy number 1. We're going to pick everything we possibly can to deny you any space and make you swap.
This has gotta get in your head for Kuffa. It's like, do you even play Winston now? Like, do you roll out on Winston on the next map? Like, the threat of another Reaper Sombra matchup, I mean, it's a little scary. Maybe it's just a faster swap to Queen next time. Gotta see them adapt live here, because TSM are kind of like running it back with what worked yesterday. Like, hey, we're just gonna, you know, turbo shoot that Winston with a Reaper, and it might just be enough, especially with the team overall, right? With Lep and Renko able to dance that dance with Kuffa's Winston, as not many supports have in this tournament. I think that stability buys more time for Rocket and King to find their initiations.
All right, well, no Reaper here. Cover on the Winston, but still has to be wary of this spam coming in. We'll see how King and Rocket navigate these fights, but Rocket on his best hero, so it's definitely a positive here for TSM.
Yeah, Vision, Doomed on the Echo Tracer mirror here. Big nade on the blue. You know the follow-up's coming from Rocket, but you are.
Yeah. As soon as that call comes in, now Lucio is dead at 2 rights. Cover too low to stay on the point as well. Wow, TSM are running away with this one, Jake.
Yeah, it's a big fight to win, and with the Diva, you know, you can kind of hold it down a little bit passively. Luke had started on the Lucio. I think maybe just as a tech counter for a potential Reaper, like being able to speed away and boop him away is actually super valuable. But now against the D.Va, it's gonna need to field the break. Pretty standard pick and response here, but it does win TSM the mid fight and gets in the edge here on the second round of control.
Okay, now Squid's on the high ground. Throws an 8, doesn't end up landing, hits a body shot onto Lep. Sleep comes in, went a little bit wide, hoping to sleep the D.Va, but cover's still super low. Those sticky bombs are almost instantly killing him, but it is all the Rocket right now. Always has been. As he takes control of that high ground. He just appeared out of nowhere, pretty much. As TSM, they're just going to continue their lead, just pushing Timeless to the very brink of extinction.
Yeah, a lot of confidence right now from TSM, moving around the map very freely, and Timeless are feeling that pressure, right? Overwhelming damage by King on the Echo, bullies out the Winston, D.Va comes in to assist, and Timeless have not found purchase in the round. Not at all, just yet.
All right, here comes the big engage. Okay, big engage denied.
that is a really tough L to take, because now you're staring on the barrel of a 99 cap here. TSM, regardless of how this fight goes, they're almost certainly going to be at 99, and you have a long run back here on Nepal. Timeless, they need the fortitude right now to just play this fight with patience.
All right, Vision's got mega health back this time. Nano boost on the Echo. Duplication still here too. Nano boost onto Doom too. So 2 Echoes, Door of the Fate in the sky, so let the music go. The duplication onto the Tracer before they get eliminated. Vision back-to-back team fights there, ends up going down first. And now Rocket on the Tracer, along with King, with the sound barrier. This backline has its days numbered. It's actually Let that comes in with a nice boop on Nukamino off of the map. And Jake, this is going to be it. This first map handily taken by TSM. It's not a 99, it's 100% to 0 against Timeless. And they're going to start the series off strong with 2 maps already.
Statement made, coming through loud and clear. Nukamino can't even make it to the point with the rally. Vision kind of got the business there on Tracer. I mean, we know he's really solid on the hit scan, but when he's pushed to play the Tracer, go up against people like Rocket and Icy, who are gonna put the screws to you, gonna get really aggressive in your face, he struggles. It's a tough map. That's a hard start to, I mean, TSM up 2-0, right? Like, you gotta be a little bit scared, Timeless.
Yeah, it's turning into like a BO3, a first to 3 now. Right? You're like, wait, we didn't play that first map. We got that 3 points. We made it through. We need those 3 games, and we've already got 1. So, yeah, this first to 4 format, pretty deadly when you start off with an advantage. Is the highlights. I mean, not something you see every day, the Reaper killing the Pharah, but it's just the strat they ended up rolling out with yesterday on Runa Sapi, Jake.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, with what Timeless came out with on response with this, heavy poke style surrounding the Winston, I think in general, not a bad response. Maybe a little on the greedy side. He could have had a Lucio or a Brig here, but I don't hate it. I think TSM just actually executes super well in the back half of the round, even against the Queen. Also a decent response. And just TSM execute well, despite maybe not having the comp advantage anymore. They still play with confidence. They still play to win, and they do exactly that here on the ball. Look at him, man. Rocket just hitting you from all sides. He's locked in. Nice. Like some of these moments of the clip, like perfect tracking, very scary stuff.
I think is this Vision just going down? It is, yeah. Just 1-2. Oh, 1-2 punch. You see a little 180
Echo at the same time.
Yeah, the little try shots hitting.
That's always tough on Tracer when multiple players shoot EO once. You just get plopped. You're not expecting that much focus fire, but that's the awareness from King and Renko there. Get that kill.
Yeah. Big picks. Back-to-back fight. Vision ends up going down first. Going to Icon Valda as our next map. This was the pick of TSM as well.
Scary, you've got to change momentum, I think, right? Like, to lose your first map pick, you kind of have to return the favor on TSM, or this series is just running away from you real quick for Timeless. So Ike is, there's ways you can play a lot of Winston counters here, but also another map where if Timeless do want to force the Winston, I think it's available to them. But I wonder, are you being baited in, right? Like, seems like TSM have so many answers for Kumpa's Winston. Are you being, oh, hey, we're bringing you to a decent Winston. I mean, you guys can play Winston. Like, come on, just start Winston. And then you're going to roll out on, like, Torb Reaper or D.Va or something heinous.
It could be. Hey, I'm down for it. Down for a little bit silly. Icon Valda, I feel like we've not seen this map in there. Everybody's picking Kings. It feels like we haven't seen Icon Valda in, well, since the start of the tournament.
I'm an Ike enjoyer. I'm actually, you said yesterday that why is Kings Row the best map? I think Ike is a better map. I'm a big
really? Then Kings Row?
Big enjoyer. I think it's fun. I like the castle on second. I don't know. It's very just every point feels so different. I like that.
Yeah, every point is exceptionally different. Kings are a little bit less so. A lot of like enclosed spaces, a lot of fighting, a lot of people running at each other basically. All right, let's have a look. Iconvalda, second map in the series. TSM already up 2-0 as Timeless go down in quite, well, it was really just a whimper on that first map. That second round especially 100-0'd.
Yeah.
What is the look for TSM on their attack? Timeless are going to come out with Kuffa on the Orisa.
I love this look. Actually. The Bat Brig Orisa look. This is something we've seen Toronto pull out. I think it's actually a super strong for the first point hold and very easy to swap off, right? Very easy for Kuffa to go Winston and it's good to go Ana and stabilize on second. Your comp's still pretty solid. You only make 2 swaps. But on this first point with all the low ground, the staying power of a Bat Brig and Orisa, I mean, it is so difficult to evict those heroes from their space.
All right, TSM are on the attack. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to do. Let's go take a listen into their comms to see if they've got any smart ideas.
Yeah, I'll call.
Orisa.
Probably
Ash.
I think I want a fair.
Yeah, I want to do
this.
We're good. I gotta walk up the next hook.
Yeah, we need to clear bottom left first.
Yeah, bottom left.
Bottom left is cleared. Okay, I'm spamming Ursa.
Sure, Ash maybe re-peeking.
Ash is
yeah, I'm gonna pick top left soon. Ready?
I can look for nade on
I can swing left. Swinging left.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good angle.
Yeah, can we force up the right side? I'm going up.
Yeah, I'm spamming a bit.
Yeah, we're good.
Looking Ash still, looking Ash.
We're still walking.
Nade break point.
Big nade.
Rest one. They left.
Okay, kill them swinging right.
Yes.
Turn right there.
Yeah.
Swing, we go.
I see.
I can.
Wait, look at me. No.
I need carrot or
That
something.
one.
I'll kill back.
He's dead.
Carry me first.
I'm behind.
Carry me.
Wrist.
Summing res. Good shit.
Renko continuing to make everybody smile there with that nade. That was ridiculous stuff.
It's
Okay, a little replay as well. There you go.
Yeah, coming from behind here. I mean, he knows they have no other choice as far as the retake goes, right? You gotta come out of those lower doors to get out in time. He knows where they're all boxed in thanks to the heavy pressure that the team applied, and then I mean he's ready and waiting on the Ana. Really well done. Kuffa to the Diva. Okay. Now we're talking. I like this. I think this is the correct pick. But does Kuffa have it on the Diva? Now we're kind of in Icy's wheelhouse as far as comfort zone on heroes.
All right, okay. Kuffa just continually forced off of the Winston. They trade there. Squidens are going down to the barrage. You gotta take that any day of the week. Your Brig hasn't got the sustain, hasn't got the packs to, or even in the Inspire procs to keep everybody alive. Lep kind of filling the kill feed right now. You'll have to see it. A little bit of support or combat.
Yeah,
I think high ground advantage as well. It's going to be hard for Vision to get an angle.
Yeah, Diva helps though. I think Diva really does make it quite a bit easier for Timeless to get out on the map and take a fight. Holding the chokes is much more difficult against Diva since she doesn't mind at all coming out with that Matrix and clearing the angles. But definitely more pressure on Kuffa, right? He's been forced off his comfort, has had to adapt to TSM strategy, showing that it's working.
Self-destruct from Icy as well. She's more than happy just to play super far up. And look at that nade again from Renko. Vision doomed. Kuffa go purple. And what's it? Timeless to have a rally. Oh, not anymore. Take it back. Rocket hits a pulse. And of course he does.
Wait, recalled
goes off the map though. All right. Well, we trade. Doomed ends up killing Lep though with a pulse form of their own. King goes down to the nade. Now Icy on the points. Rocket says, awesome. Pulse through the shield.
Karma for, I guess he got stuck on that. It was probably one of those pulses that gets stuck on the side of the shield and it does.
Oh, right.
Brig.
Yeah.
If it's on the edge like that. Tragically, as a Brig, it's a sad way to go. But great stabilization. I'll see what happened there in that fight. Get a little reach ugly.
Oh, so he just overstayed with it.
Yeah, it looked like he just pulsed right on the shield.
Whoa! And then, yeah,
amazing. He jumped over the edge and hung in the air for a little bit before he blinked, and that was the death of him on the recall.
Yeah. Unlucky. Happens to the very best, including Rocket, so we'll see how they take this high ground again. They got the bot a fair distance, to be fair, so Timers are going to have someone fairly close. That was close. Oh, my word. Look at me now.
On the edge.
Almost went over the edge, but they're okay. They're okay. They're chilling. King ends up going down to Vision. Rocket with the kill though, he's gonna back up too. Oh, Rocket wins the 1v1 against Doomed. Hits him with the back cap. TSM, 4 minutes in the bank.
Sheesh, that was rough. That was a rough. I mean, Doom had to fight that with no recall, but that was a brutal 1v1 there. Rocket just kind of smoked him. Timeless gonna swap over to a rush look on third point. Makes a ton of sense given where we are on the map. King as well gonna go to the Mei. But Icy has been really nice on this D.Va, and he's been able to kind of force the series into his comfort zone.
Hey, it feel pretty good if you're TSM right now. Although forcing Kuffer onto the Ramatra, a bit better in these close quarters, but King in response just going the Mei. Oh, right goes. Sniped across the map, gets the anti, that's about it. Pulse on the ground, kills Squid. Traded Ana for Ana, it's now Lucio on Lucio action. TSM still got that sound barrier in hand, but Rocket is still doing dirty work. Ends up almost taking down Doomed. King's there for the assist.
Doomed kind of nice on the Mei there. I mean, that pickup on the Ana is so massive, and it allows them to retake this choke point and maybe even pressure the bridge cross. Icy's going to help with that quite a bit here, but this is, you know, where you want to hold on this Ram Mei, right? If you can fight the cart where it is, you're going to get a retake for that final fight if you do lose one, which now they're going to have to weather the storm of left sound barrier, no proper answer for it. See if TSM want to get aggressive.
Oh, the dive comes in on Vision and instantly receives that nano, but there's a scary nano deeper on the high ground. Icy now looking at the back line. Squid under a little bit of trouble. Now Blizzard ends up getting thrown out by King Jake, but only actually nets them a kill onto the Bob. They're going to slowly push around this corner. A lot of ultimates coming up for Timeless now, though, and TSM know it's asleep on Cuppa, stops the advance for the time being, but Time is holding on to this Blizzard. It's what's most important for this next fight.
And Ramatra's holding strong in the front line. So far, nothing has really been able to dislodge Cuppa from his position. Icy's making moves on the back line, trying to punish Vision. Maybe nades it up. Oh, the Icy.
How does he continue to land these nades? Renko forces the block onto Doom. They still have this Blizzard, remember, his left goes pretty low. Chased down there by the left click of Doomed, and Lucamino throwing the Cheerios to finish him off. Still, though, they're up a couple of players. Icy takes down Cuppa, and Rocket surviving in the front line is just continuing to make just a work at the back line. TSM eventually going to bring him down, and with the spawn advantage, TSM needed a clean fight, but as soon as they lose a pick, it just kind of all falls apart.
Yeah, the map overall has been pretty tough for them with some great moves from TSM, but now Timeless is starting to eke it out and winning a few fights back to back on this last point. I mean, you can really kind of retain this map and re-stabilize. If you can make a full hold on last, you're feeling pretty good about your chances.
They say Blizzard too. Annihilation Blizzard. A lot of AoE. And even this nano coming up. Rengo's gonna have to hit another large anti-nade, but it's gonna be tough. We're all kind of waiting for it to come in. He's spotted his chance, maybe. Dynamite lands onto Icy. There's the nano boost, and nade does land again. Lucamino just taken down by Icy and Nano Rocket. Straight into the back, pulse bomb on the pillar, but there is the Blizzard. Isolating the back line is Timeless. Just march on forward, but Rocket's there for the backup. Cover's taken pretty low. Obviously Annihilation, but gets antied by Renko, but still manages to take him out. And Rocket can't stand up to the width of Cuffer. No chance against the Annihilation. 40 seconds to go, final fight, and a good stagger on Icy too.
Yeah, this is painful. He might pop the remake here, but the sleep.
Oh, the sleep.
Only lasts a few seconds even on Baby D.Va, but see if he goes for the back. They force the kill him for it. Hey,
that's burnt
great
all
stagger.
the way down to OT pretty much.
And for the rest of TSM, it's so hard to walk here without your D.Va. Like crossing the bridge into the spam, not really gonna happen. You got to wait for Icy. So the whole team is only gonna have a few seconds to really make this engagement work. King, a lot of pressure, I think, to find something with this Blizzard.
All right, Renko, where's the nades? Blizzard advantage for TSM, like you mentioned. A couple of right clicks thrown in, Nano and Beat and Bob, third timers. They got the tools to deal with this Blizzard. Nade comes in, hits Lucamino again. They can't advance as Lucamino is hidden himself in this tight little cubby. As the Blizzard does land, Lucamino gets out of there. Doom not quite so lucky over. The sound barrier is going to come in to save him. TSM also laid down one of their own with Rocket and the pulse bomb, but now they're going to have to look at Vision. He's in the back line right now, just out of position. Rocket does miss the pulse, and actually gets taken down, but Renko and Icy have done the damage required. Timeless with no supports, no DPS, only have cover on the point now to try and stall. A little sleep is going to make sure the Ram can't touch. TSM complete in OT.
And so many powerful nades from Renko in this round, right? Like how many fights are started with a nade initiation onto a key backliner that gets a kill on the first dive. I mean, that's the dream scenario for this D.Va comp. But despite that, Timeless have made this a close affair, way closer than I think it should have been maybe from Renko's perspective. Kuffa and Doomed holding those front lines down, trading out fights, stalling enough for their spawners. It's a really well played as they adapt and bring out the Ram comp. Still, very close match here on Eichenwalde. Either team, I think, would love to win this. For TSM, this could be a backbreaker, you know, to go up 3-0, you know, put Timeless on the brink of elimination. And for Timeless, this is your spot to you know, I think lay your flag in the ground. Like, this is a map you can win. You're showing flexibility. Kuffa's brought out the D.Va. He's brought out the Ramadra. If he can play well on these characters, I think this really is going to challenge some of TSM's preparation as far as counterpicking the Winston.
Going King on the Pharah to start us off with as well. Yeah, I'm curious if they try out with the Ram again. Ram pretty good. I mean, Brawl in general, pretty good on this first point.
Yeah, maybe they felt something they liked there with Kuffa, able to find a couple big fights on the Ramadra.
And he's able to stay alive, too, in the front line for a long period of time. All right, it's Timeless's turn to attack. Let's get a quick listen in.
Learn Pharah. Win, okay.
Yeah.
Defend objective A.
Can we go down D.Va quick? Where is she?
Ready, we can. I can jump her. Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna hack her.
3, 2, 1. Don't we leave it now? Don't leave it.
I can't.
See that? We got space. Straight right side alone. Can we full straight out?
Yeah.
I'm walking up again. I can bubble D.Va again in 4 seconds. 3, 2.
Even no fight.
No fight. Hold on. Oh, my bill's booped. It's kind of bad.
Stable. I use his
Yeah, chill.
They might try to go with nade.
Right left side.
Where is it?
Alright, I bubble in 2 seconds. Can we walk up? I'm going from left side this time. 3, 2, 1. Go now. I'm on backline.
Right, man.
I'm inside. She can't heal. D.Va on point. Alright, top right. I'm leaving.
Season 2.
I just
Living.
Far right side, far behind. Far left. We need help Doom soon. Far left. Okay, I'm walking up right side. 3, 2, 1.
Get back.
Leave it. And I'm right side alone.
I'm on.
And half. Nice trade. Trade Lou. Lou off. Lou on.
Oh, man. Carver doing a lot of heavy lifting in this fight, but it's all King and that barrage. They ended up getting that trade, Jake, super early on, but instantly, as soon as their trade comes in, TSM just get 2 right off the bat.
Yeah, King, you know, losing some players, rips the barrage, cleans it up. I don't mind it, honestly. You're not really saving barrage for some crucial moment. Cleaning up these fights is absolutely worth it, and King has been doing a fantastic job. So much pressure on Timeless. Every time they walk up, they are just eating spam. This time they find it, though.
Nice hack there onto Renko. Here's the virus too, that additional damage really racking up. See Rocket now. Oh, the tracking on the Lucio is kind of filthy. Pulse bomb ends up hitting the bubble, sadly. It's still stalling point here as well, as Timeless is trying to eke out every single pixel on this map, every single bit of space, every single tick. They're going to be able to gain 2. TSM are not going to be able to re-engage either without Icy. So yeah, definitely a fool's gambit there.
See if Doom can make something happen here. This is a phase where the Sombra Tracer can absolutely work super well. You can snowball through, but sometimes this high ground can be a problem. Pressure on Sombra Tracer to find their way through to the backline is, ooh, are TSM gonna go for this over the gate? No, maybe Icy just pulling some distraction here.
I don't know, it definitely looked like it.
He's in, I mean, he just, no respect.
They just used it self-destruct as
a
well.
Wild move, and it's working.
This is a little crazy with it. Kuffa ends up putting the Primal Rage, put to sleep rather quickly. Sound Barrier comes in for Lucamino. Was that a boop off the map? It was, yes. Renko just launched off the map, but not before he gets the nano onto Icy to try and settle the score. Icy wishing he had self-destruct, although using it in this moment might be ill-advised. They do end up breaking that chokehold.
He got like skateboarded off the map there. That was wild. I don't know. He like surfed up the stairs and then slid out the other way. That was wild. Icy to the Winston now. And this is where it gets awkward for King. I mean, he can barrage with maybe a Kirk ult and a solo EMP on the left though. Vision, no follow-up. Yeah, that was a little risky. But hey, Renko dies to save him.
All right, Renko dead. King is in the skybox right now behind the team. Doom lands a pulse bomb, hits Icy, shrugs it off. Sound barrier used there by Lep to keep them in the fight as King trades his life for a kill onto Lucamino. Doom's doing a lot of work here, just on the point, contesting permanently. As the timers are going to get it going again, but TSM now, they got King, he's on the Reaper, no more Farah. It's time for Kaffa to play a little bit more scared, I think. TSM getting chased down though on this high ground as Kaffa perfectly puts himself into a position to pick up the kill onto Lep as well as Icy.
Kaffa's not scared of no Reaper. You know, he's been born in the darkness. He's been playing NAQs at 3 a.m. in Australia for a while, so I think he's ready to handle this Reaper.
There's too many Reaper OTPs on ladder. I don't know what to say.
Maybe not
Not
enough.
TP in?
Dang,
Not
that
enough. No. There's more than enough. Stop that. Nice little raid from there by King. Ends up getting the mega health back to sustain himself. At this point is closing in, being locked in. I see Renko dead, yeah. They're just gonna, TSM just gonna fall over unless Rocket has something to say about it. Ends up getting one, but eventually shut down. Vision and Doom looking his way, taking him out. 3 minutes and 25 seconds as well. TSM kind of, all right, okay. They're kind of in a bad spot right now. Tylers could very much finish with time.
About as bad as it gets. I mean, you're getting snowballed through here. You need to make a hold, but this first fight might be the most difficult one. I think if they can win this fight, they could find themselves in a good spot to make a later on hold on the map, but right here, right now, it looks very difficult.
Oh, that EMP was good. Oh, but Rocket is better. A 2-man pulse bomb after the EMP, I think hit 3 or 4 there. Timeless just torn to ribbons as Rocket does it again.
That's so big. Finding the pulse on the EMP turn as well. Everyone else from Thomas. Oh no, it's a special
no, it was
delivery.
Kaffa. It was a special delivery.
Oh
no way.
gift from me to you, Lucio. Vision over to the Sojourn. Okay, a different answer to the Reaper. The hit scan. Another way to approach it is, you know, keeping the Reaper at a distance. Early rush from Renko trying to punish Kaffa, who looks like he slipped out really well. Great turnaround from Kaffa. Stays alive.
All right, special move available. Here we go.
Watch out.
I'm ready for it. Look at this special Reaper move. He's very cool. He has 2 guns.
Extremely, and this is a hard place to deal with the Reaper, right? A lot of little tricky corners Reaper can play. And TSM want to evict Kaffa, like don't even let him hold forward. I like that, right? They know they're strong in this moment. But Kaffa's just gonna rip the primal. Wow.
That is an aggressive primal raise straight to the back. Can't quite get the isolation on Lep there, sadly. Sound barrier in hand for TSM as the rush from Squid is going to get used on the point. Although this block, it does a lot of damage. Had to use the beat there, did Lucamino, to save Timeless. TSM also utilizing theirs, but now Icy's got a primal rage. Fuel in the tank very much empty for Timeless right now as Rocket just hunting, searching for the backline. Lucamino fell. This primal rage taking care of Squid. So TSM just holding on to this point. And that time bank finish, Jake, it's slowly dwindling away. There's 1:15 minutes to go. Timers are now struggling to even get it around this final corner.
Yeah, man, Rocket's playing really well right now. Like looking super scary on the Tracer. You know, you step out of position for 1 second on this Lucio and he is gonna hunt you down. The team focus fire looks pretty rock solid right now as well. Everyone rotating, and it's a nice map flip from TSM to secure. And they bring out the Mauga to counter this Mei Ramatra look, so a more durable frontliner tank. I think this is wise and almost certainly going to run the clock to 0.
He's got a pulse again. Double kill coming up. Hopefully not served up this time around. Slam into the backline's a big one. Vortex used though to stop Icy. Going crazy, although Rocket again with a double! How? How is this even possible? How? Vision Lucamino dead. Please don't say that was another special delivery on Lucamino. He's slamming his keyboard at the moment, I can imagine. Kaffa's off the edge of the map as TSM are holding. Here's the replay. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the special delivery. Pulse bomb onto Vision. Oh, Lucamino just sails right into Vision there. So the stick landed on the Soj. 5 seconds to go, Jake. Annihilation 10% away. They do manage to get the touch, so there will be overtime triggered. However, Kaffa needs to actually earn the ult before he can actually use it. There's a slam into the backline as Icy gets in there, and Vision's already dead. A special move coming up in 10%, but Jake, this might just be all over. He doesn't even get a chance to use the Annihilation. Sure, use it now, but we got 5 players looking at you, and we got a sound barrier on top of that as well. Renko ends up falling, but it does not matter. TSM, match points.
And this one looks to be over before it even started here, with TSM up to a super dominant lead in the series, ready to close it out here on our third map with 4 points, of course, coming from that winner's bracket. And I thought Timeless maybe, get some time in the lab, they can adapt, they can play better, but no, it's TSM who looks even stronger. Maybe getting a little bit of confidence from that last match win, knowing that maybe they're back, they can win against some of these top teams. Now they're really feeling it, right? Like now they're feeling that potential and playing to it with even more confidence, even more aggression than we saw from them yesterday.
We lost one map tier. Not again. Never again. Could be a 4-0. It's feeling that way, Jake. It really is. If Rocket is just consistently landing double pulse bombs, I think we spoke about it yesterday too, and I think Zoe brought it up. And she said, I would like to see like the efficiency there. How many pulse bombs per kills? Because it's definitely more than one. That is a guarantee right now from Rocket. I mean, TSM just looks sick. Renko looking absolute fire on the Ana. That nade opened it up for them on at first point. Oh, man, what more can you really ask for from the squad right now?
This moment was so
This
savage,
was sick,
dude. This is like
yeah.
a pure individual beatdown. One player can touch. I mean, look how fast he gets this kill. Like, if Doom stalls for a couple seconds there, that's a different fight. That's a totally different fight. But he gets melted by Rocket. I mean, that's individual prowess that leads to a major strategic advantage. And something that, I think Rocket's confidence is a huge part of this team's success. When he's playing hot, when he is willing to just like take the nanos, get into the back line. I mean, he is such a fearsome opponent. He's fought, frankly, there's been tougher tests.
Oh, no.
That is brutal. Like, that is actually brutal. I think he's like, he jumps, so he like surfs over the top of the stairs, but that is actually a crazy way to die.
Unlucky. Didn't matter in the end. You still won the map. All good.
Yeah. And I loved how aggressive Renko was with the nades this game. Like, very rarely nading defensively. So many nades into the enemy backline, setting up so many plays.
Feel good, but there's no Deeper on the field, that's for sure.
There were moments where it felt like Timeless was going to win this map, right? There really were moments where it was like, okay, this is their map. Like, they're in a great spot here. And then Rocket just comes in and just eats them alive. Like,
Dude, I feel so bad for Lucamino. Both pulse bombs.
Special delivery.
Look, see, look at this.
I am no longer receiving mail at this address.
Yeah.
Stop sending me junk mail.
Like, what?
But they won't. They keep giving them pulse bombs.
It is insane. Timeless needs to get their heads back in the game. About to lose this series. TSM on match point right now. We're going to give the teams a 5 minute, or not 5. We'll give them a small break. I don't know how long the time is, but we'll be right back after this. All right, I lied. It wasn't 5 minutes. It was 2, thankfully. We're getting into the game in just a moment. It's map number 4, Jake. Runasabi. TSM are up 3-0 right now. Yeah.
And this was a good map for them last time.
It's rough out
here. The Reaper worked great here. Will they go for it again? Maybe. I don't know that, for me, that Timeless have shown an answer. Like, they've shown a couple ideas, concepts that maybe can work, maybe, can get them the edge. But so far, the Reaper's come out on top. It's been the Reaper guy. Special move, very impressive.
Very impressive. It is very cool. I think, hey, new Mythic skin too, even better. Sounds sick as well. You don't need the music on for that one, Jake. You just you have the sound effects up. So
I have a controversial
even you can hear them
on the Reaper skin.
Do you actually?
Not this. I think the Reaper skin's great, but I rock
Okay.
No Reaper skin. The Overwatch 1 default.
Yeah. Keep
with
yapping,
the golden
keep
guns.
yapping. This one has special sound effects.
My play of the game,
and it has
is
like
sticking out of the
fire behind
coffin.
it. No.
On Halloween, bust out, and it's me. I'm the regular Reaper guy.
You are not getting play of the games as Reaper. I'm sorry,
I
Jake. Ain't
get play of the
happening,
games
Chief.
as Reaper, Jack. You take that back. You never see my Reaper. I'm different on the Reaper. It's my best hero.
It's his bet. There you go. Heard it here first. Jake's best hero is Reaper. All right, TSM. You gonna round this out right now, or are you gonna give Timeless maybe a little something?
No, you don't give him
Timeless.
anything. No quarter. Timeless got to earn their way
quarter?
back into this
Get out of there.
There's no lethal.
Yo, Lethal's in the chat. All right, Timeless subbing in Lethal. Let's go.
In the mix-up. All right. Let's see what you got, Lethal. Can he turn it around? I mean, maybe a player change. They're feeling like the hit scan's getting punished. The double flex maybe is the look. I don't hate this, actually. Conceptually, Lethal with a little bit more flexibility in the pool. This could be what the doctor ordered.
That is an insane, like, what? Renko was like, didn't you leave the team? Lethal's like, no, like, I'm on the team. Yeah. All right, Timeless. Summon and Lethal. Little flex DPS action here from Timeless. And, double flex versus double flex. And that's a Reaper guy, Jake.
I mean, this should be a really good matchup for Timeless, though. Like, Echo, Tracer, Queen against Reaper should be super hard for King. But Rocket, that X Factor on the Tracer, always a big threat.
Looks like they do want to pause. Okay, there's the pause. All good. So Icy go in, they see the P, and they're like, okay, let's go. Let's get in there. Never mind, run it. Too late at this point. They're ready.
Maybe getting back into the game.
The pause won't be long. I guess Lethal is maybe, I don't know, maybe something's happened with him, I'm not sure. He was calling for a pause, so we'll get back into it in a second, because apparently everybody's ready. So, there you go. All right, we're back in. There it is. All right, sweet. Lethal says run it. New commissioner of FACEIT League. There you go.
Run it, we will.
We'll do it live.
Oh, I see. Solo.
Super low. There's a lack swing there by Kafa. See about TSM. How they deal with this Queen, although still Reaper, pretty decent. Hitting those meat shots.
Giving up a bit of progress here, though. TSM are so far, like, winning this trade, and I would think the poking phase should be good for Timeless. But TSM dancing really well. I think Rocket a key part of that. Renko as well. 90 to a rush already, getting so much value on the Kiriko.
That's a lot of healing and slash or damage. They're gonna have it right now. Yeah, they're just gonna pull it. You know it's gonna be the first ultimate of the game. Suzu used, there it is. Also, bot has been stolen too. Reaper is extra epic when he's on rush. I'll have you know.
He becomes
Spot is going to slowly move now. There we go. All right, TSM now pushing it decisively this time.
I mean, strategically, I like what Timeless are doing, but it's not working. So that's a bad sign, right, for this map, because King can always just swap off to the Echo if he dies and wants to take like more of a decent mirror, at least on the DPS line. Ultimate's coming in for Timeless, so this is their moment, I think, to stop the progress. No rush. That's a key ultimate, even though it did enable you to win the fight early.
Yeah, look at that. Look how prepared TSM were there. Oh, good presence of mind from Doomed. King super low, TP'd away, got their iframes for a brief moment, but their Doom just fills him with lead. Rango making it even though with Squid's death. Doom forced to recall, has the pulse bomb in hand. Rocket not so much anymore. Throws that one, goes wide, is actually getting chased by Doom. Doom thought he had the kill there. There's a mega pack around that corner. So it's now more of a fair 1v1. Well, here comes the sound barrier from Lucamina. Hits 4, including this duped Winston from Lethal. Spots left in the back line, went pretty low, but received the Suzu to get top back up. And now Renko with 15% towards another rush. I mean, this is all TSM's fight to win here. They're just going to be able to run this one down. Just got to be careful of Kuffer's ultimate in a straight line sweep right here. That's a 4-man anti coming through from that Rampage. Kuffer just tearing him to pieces, putting him in a to-go box.
Looks like he got the 5. I mean, he got the assist on the Reaper. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. That's a 5er. It's a whole team. Even Renko had to only cleanse himself, so really well found by Kuffa. And without even getting the first checkpoint, when we talk a lot about how Runasapi is a map you can really make comebacks on, to get not even to the first checkpoint is barely a lead on this map. I think this is still very much a 50-50 game, and Timeless are showing that they've got quite a bit of fight left in them.
Good knife there onto Rocket. Didn't end up resolving anything, but Renko in a little bit of trouble.
Knifed as well.
That was a good Carnage swing. An awkward rush to fight on this one. It's not going to lead down this hill, so it's more for positioning on this high ground more than anything. King and I think the rest of TSM know Doomed is behind them currently. You can see there just in the lower left. Doomed is on the wrong side of the map right now to the rest of his team.
No one wanting to step up from Timeless, content to charge some ultimates, but that gives TSM a chance to reset their health and make a move in here. King with the Death Blossom, surely a difficult ultimate to find value with in this spot. Doesn't want to force anything too early.
That's the Wraith form. Yeah, special move available. Hey, if you want to run down us, that's fine. I mean, we can just hang around this corner. Slowly but surely just eking out the time. And I can imagine maybe it's getting to Timeless's head. They need to act. Being on a match point situation, they need to be able to do something. They need to make plays. Stick lands. Ends up falling off though because the Suzu was perfectly connected by Squid, but they're also low. The special move in the back line ends up killing off the Kiriko. They're still going to be able to get the duplication off our times and chase TSM away. They've only lost their Reaper, but they got a sound barrier to back them up if they really need it. The copy Death Blossom doesn't result in too much. In fact, it results in Lethal's deaths as he shifts up into the sky and is taken down by Rocket. Rampage actually hits the point. Oh, Renko! Just in the way.
Force 3 already on Rocket, who's bleeding down.
Dead.
Really well done by Kuffa there.
Nice lance. Jade, this might be checkpoint
He's
too.
starting to go beast mode on this queen. I think they're going to get the lead right now. Maybe TSM has something to say about that. King is going to hop off the Reaper over to the Echo of his own. A little bit more of a favorable matchup against those Flyers. But Icy's getting
Icy just gets
destroyed.
dominated. Was in midair, got chunked to basically 10%, and then finished off by the Queen. They're not going to be able to hold on to this despite this Russia coming out. It's going to be checkpoint for sure. Checkpoint and lead for Timeless.
Now it's Timeless' turn to be punishing this Winston, right? Like now he's feeling the pressure, the pain of a Junker Queen this time as a selection. But putting Lethal in, swapping off the hit scan, it's a different look for Timeless, one that I doubt they've practiced much, and yet here in the moment with all the pressure on them, they're performing. Cool, calm, and collected.
Soundbarrier from Lev, holding on to it for the time being after this Primal Rage use. Maybe that's the time to strike. King already dead though, so 4 on 5. Icy struggling to find a pick. In fact, the rest of TSM too, they're just going to use his sound barrier to try and overwhelm Timeless right now, but Icy's just perma-focused. Timeless real making a statement here on Runa Sapi coming back into this. They've got checkpoint, they're going to have those forward spawns as well.
And they're getting worked now. All right, maybe it's just a hit scan situation. Just don't play hit scan, play up to the tempo. Icy going to go over to the Queen mirror. I think he's just going to be much more comfortable in this mirror, and playing the Winston,
Oh,
it's
Doom's
not a
dead.
necessity. It's a tough death for Doom. Nice pick for King. Should stabilize things. But you're so far on the other side of the map, and Lethal doesn't care. He's going for this.
Yeah, you can stall this out for eons pretty much. Icy somehow kept alive the back line there from Lep and Renko, keeping him up for as long as possible. Unfortunately, the focusing beam and a couple of kunais will finish off the Queen's life. Quickly dethroned now as Timeless end up forcing the issue. They're going to push forward with this rush, really just making sure TSM burning extra ultimates they don't want to use.
And the cart continues to roll bit by bit. Rocket, King trying to stall it out. Maybe this copy cure goal will be enough. Can he get the ultimate online though? Timeless are going to be happy to kite this out and just let it expire. Yeah, it's going to have to be Renko's rush.
It expires. Still though, Jake, 112 meter lead to 54 on the other side, and Cover still wants to go here as well. He's got the Rampage, can throw it in if he really wants, or maybe they save it for the next fights. There it is, lands on the back line, and guess who doesn't have beat? It's Lep. The beat comes in just in time for Timeless here too. A real difference maker Cover has been on this Queen. Straying away from his usual pick in the Winston. They're going to continue this bot rolling. Some late deaths here in Lep and Icy as the team kill comes in. They're going to be spawning together. They've got ults, but they're going to need to use some to actually just break this spawn hole.
Yeah, and this is that choke point where you really do not want to let the barrier push through this choke. That means you're going to have to do that again on the other side of the map. That's a fraught proposition, and look at it go. I mean, the cart is just rolling uncontested. Timeless don't even want to go through the choke. They're chilling. They're saying, hey, we're just going to hold you down here, run the clock. You got to make some kind of play here. We're happy to stall the game at your own spawn. It's great news.
Pulled in, but exactly where he wanted to be. Rampage does land. Cuffer and Lethal antied there from the Rampage. Cuffer eventually falls, and here it is. TSM finally finding something in this fight. As a duplicated Rampage from Lethal. Connecting with a couple. In fact, Icy does end up going down. Lep also just explodes in front of Lethal. A minute and 30 to go. They're not going to get this cap, Jake, but they've made the progress. 120 meters is insane on Runa Sapi.
Yeah, and you got the Queen ult out. You know, you have a pretty decent bank coming into the next few fights with both support ultimates coming up very, very soon. TSM have a serious comeback to make here if they want to close the series out right now. And honestly, Timeless putting in Lethal, a player who's no stranger to have his back against the wall, no stranger to having to clutch out in unfavorable scenarios. I really like this look for them. I think this gives them a real fresh face in the series.
Double flex DPS working wonders for them. Wow, Doomed dies with a recall in hand. Maybe again, just wanting to stack ultimates here. Oh no, Timeless are just going to force things even deeper. TSM end up losing Lep, even after using that sound barrier. Rocket is trying to chunk people down, but there's too much overhealth, not only from the sound barrier, but from the Queen shout too. Squid ends up falling, but now, once again, TSM, they have to be perfect. 30 seconds in the time bank left. And they got this checkpoint to get as well. I don't think they even managed to unlock it.
Now it's up to Kuffa once again with the Rampage. Renko's been struggling to hold on to these Suzus with the amount of pressure that's coming in across the board from Timeless. He really cannot afford to use that skill because Kuffa, you know he is watching with a hawk's eye here, looking for any opportunity to rip the ult, and it's overtime. You can't run away and hide. You've got to stand and fight on this bot.
Everybody's so split as well, so this Renko Suzu might go a little worse for wear. King dead already. Doom lands the sticky. Rampage for cover. He hits. He gets booped. But Doom still kills one. And another. And another. And another. Timeless take over the map. A substitution. A late one in Lethal to deny TSM a clean 4-0. They're back in this one. They're back in.
They're typing LOLs. I mean, you gotta, there's no way Lethal has script with this team. To come in on map 4, down 3 on the grand finals, they're like, it's not working. Let's try a change up. Sure, okay. And to be honest, when you do that, you're kind of throwing any expectations to the wind. You're like, we're probably losing, guys. Let's just try something different and you know, end it on a different note. But then you win a map and you say, oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I guess we just keep going. Like, I mean, you're going to New Junk City. I don't think this is a map the Vision particularly wants to play. If I were a scan player, I would not be a huge fan of New Junk City. So I imagine keep Lethal in. Heck, why not the Jungler Queen? It's also good on this map. TSM are gonna have to be just a little worried. They're up 3-1. You know, there's such a huge advantage. Surely
They got
the series
more to
is
give.
secured, but
We're all good.
now there's a voice of doubt. There's a little chirping in your ear.
So look at the highlights from that last map. Okay. Wow, Lethal coming in, and even Renko surprised, like, didn't you leave the team at the very start of the match?
He's here now when it matters.
Yeah.
In the team's darkest hour, the hero.
Lethal. They put up
This
the
is a
lethal
big
bat signal.
moment for Kuffa, right? Clutching up with this Rampage. That gets them back to even and is the beginning of them taking a massive lead. Icy struggled on the Winston. I mean, frankly, against some of these comps, right? Like, Kuffa is playing some of these really hard matchups on Winston, and he makes it look possible, but man, it is so difficult when Queen can just pull you and deny your jump out. I mean, that's such a powerful answer to Winston's gameplay. And look at the confidence. I mean, so many times from Timeless going for it, like going for the clutch ult commitments, down a player, just screw it, guys, let's fight. Like, we can do this. You know, somebody makes that call and they trust, they go for it. That's what you need when you're down 3 in a series. You need the confidence to make moves, and also the confidence to sometimes be patient. Like you were talking about that earlier, Jack. Oh, maybe they feel the pressure, they got to do something. It's like, they don't have any ults. It's actually pretty good for them to just kind of run the clock and farm ults and install things out, play slow. So they're still looking focused and you know, ready to potentially make this reverse sweep happen.
There it is, New Junk City, Junkertown, and Samoa. First to 4. TSM still on a match point. Timeless going to New Junk City. Are they going to keep Lethal in? That is the question.
I would bet my bottom dollar, Jack. I would bet my bottom dollar that they do keep him in.
Double flex DPS.
I mean, you could bring the Genji on this map. Just the double flex is pretty good on this map in general. And honestly, I think maybe what they're feeling in the series is just like the TSM strats are all about punishing hit scan. Timeless tried to pick maps that made hit scan still possible, but it just wasn't quite coming together. And so bringing in Lethal, it changes that dynamic, right? TSM, maybe a lot of their prep work has been focused on that. We know you're gonna play hit scan. We're gonna try and punish it with a different style, double flex DPS. Lethal being in the lineup is just, it's just different. I love that.
What are you guys playing? You want to let us know? What's good on this map? Good question. Juno's apparently banned this tourney. Sag. Lethal's just rocked up. Like, wait, you guys are playing a tourney? I thought this was like.
Somebody hit him up on Discord. Yo, we need you. Like, from what? What are you doing? Like, you guys having a barbecue or what?
You playing or what are we doing?
We got a match. Okay, I'll play some Overwatch. All right.
They hit him up like, hey, you want to play? And he's like, yeah, what game? Oh no, Overwatch.
You guys ranked? Yeah, I'll play some ranked. Sure. Oh,
yeah.
Grand finals? Yeah, all right. Why not?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sub me in. All right, Lethal on the Sojourn now.
Classic pick for him. Not really the meta choice, though. Definitely an off-meta pick. See if he can make it work. Oh, slides away. He's a target.
No slam. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's the target. Gonna be eating his words in a second. Oh, King with a nice little tag team effort there with Icy. Still, though, Kuffa comes up with the kill onto Renko. Icy dashing back to the point, trying to get the cap at least. As Time is just chasing him down. Big Carnage, big Gracie. And there you go. All right, quick flip.
Locked in on this JQ. And in a comp where I feel JQ could really have a lot of impact, you know, it's hard for Maga to lifesteal on Junker Queen when she's getting sped boost around. She's a relatively small hitbox. Sojourn is, I think, the one who's going to have real trouble, has to be so careful with the positioning of that slide. But Timeless has shown, you know, hey, maybe you can kill our Sojourn, but we can still clutch these fights out and trade, especially if our Junker Queen gets off to a hot start in the fight.
Lucamino's farming this beat as well. Look at that, 80% already. Might be one of the first ults online. Same with Squid, actually, too. Timeless in a good spot for this fight. And an even better one now is Lethal just sniping Lep out of the skies. Going a little bit too close to the sun there. Lucamino going pretty low as King ends up using that burrow and takes down Lucamino, but there is the trade with Lethal. My word, Timeless, it's just stepping up to 11 right now.
Staggering them up.
Having Lethal come in like this is a little crazy, like a little insane, but it's working. And they might just take this
a little
point
crazy though. You're down 3-0.
Right.
Like, it's time to mix it up. It's time to throw something different at the wall and to bring in a different roster that surely TSM is not prepared for. I think TSM are going to start to doubt themselves pretty soon. You know, I think if Timeless win one more map, I would say the series is going to be a dead heat at that point.
All right, well, there's the first point taken by Timeless. Now Lethal nearing this overclock. Nothing expended in that fight either, so Timeless very, like, grinning ear to ear, I'd imagine, as they rotate.
See what they got here. Time to the ults for TSM, right? This is where the comp should really shine, when they can group up and rip their ults together. Doom pulls, so doesn't connect.
Yeah, nice Suzu, though, keeping everybody alive. Also just charges straight to the backline. Overclock rush. What's anything scarier? King takes down Lethal in the end, but too little too late, unfortunately, I think, for TSM. They've lost their suppose already. Oh, and King... Oh, that tectonic shock. Maybe King is switching for that one.
Maybe, but I mean, Venture doesn't strike me as too bad here. I see falling it out. So hard to kill this Maga. Does kill Luke. The unfortunate casualty, but he'll be back fast.
King does switch over to the Pharah now.
No, not terrible. I think sometimes Sojourn can struggle. Rocket to the Mei. That I did not expect. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm beating the Queen ult. Yeah, I'll come through left side. Let's just go where they're at. Tracer on right.
Trey bottom right.
Yeah.
Poking. She's behind us. Come left, come left, come left.
Walk through left now.
Yeah, let's walk.
Take left
Soch,
to
I'm chasing.
We're chasing and caging. We're chasing and caging. Close, two touch.
I need Trey behind. You have to be inside.
Surge one.
Lucio one.
I still have Suzu. Stack.
Nice. Queen one.
Just trade. Nice. They use Queen, what else?
Did they beat?
Ridiculous Suzu there from Renko, just denying Kuffa's ult. That would have been the point, pretty much. That would have been Kuffa holding on to that one, I'd imagine, if that didn't get cleansed.
Kuffa toying with the idea of bringing out a Winston, but he knows the counter picks will just come right back out for him. Goes with the Orisa, a more stable option, a little bit less vulnerable to something like the Maga coming out in response, so I think a wise choice here. The Timeless at kind of a low spot here. Not too many ultimates. No easy way to open this up. You're hoping Doom can find a pulse, but could be challenging. Not too many easy targets on TSM's comp.
All right, pulse one from Doom. She's looking at somebody. Oh, look at the Lucio. A little aggressive pulse one. Ends up hitting that recall as well. These icicles, got to be scared of them. Same with the rockets, to be fair, too. Even the splash damage can kind of annoy the Tracer enough to force a recall.
Renko holding on to this rush, happy to let the point just tick up. They feel no need to get aggressive to force any kind of play. They can just respond.
Here's the spear in the wall, and there's the barrage. What? In the sky there, you see that? Nope, King gets denied. Completely dominated there by the spear spin of a Kuffa. King left dead. They still got another chance. Just going down on the points. They're actually just going to commit. Throw the Blizzard in, Rocket.
Orisa does
it's
not
the block
care.
as well. The Orisa just, walks towards you and then kills you, all of you. Just absolutely dominated by Kuffa's Orisa. Oh, he's typing.
Yeah, and it deals really well with the Mei, able to tolerate all that aggression. Pharah as well, so both DPS ults are kind of just completely shut down by Kuffa. And the flexibility with the counter picks here is really paying dividends, right? I think in the last series when they played yesterday, Kuffa probably would have stuck Winston a little bit deeper on some of these snaps. Now he's just quick to swap, has come up with a lot of good looks that still enable the team to succeed, especially with this double flex DPS. I think they look a lot more dynamic with Lethal in the server.
King being a little bit greedy there with the recall, went pretty low, just hoping his team can heal him up so he can go aggressive. Speaking of being aggressive, Lethal duping the Lucio of all things. Healing out the rest of the team. They've already used their own sound barrier, so maybe a duplicated one would be a nice cherry on top for Timeless. His Annihilation is going to be hard to deal with, though. As you can see, Carver just getting pushed out of the points as sound barrier from Lethal's copy didn't quite meet his mark there, as TSM have now got a point on the board.
Yeah, no chance for Timeless to get the look back into that. Just too much staying power on the point. Trades coming in, though, so Timeless, maybe they can clutch out a couple kills here. Would be nice. Lethal with 2, Squid with 1. Hold on, they're turning this right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a long rotation for Icy.
Raid boss, run!
Get him! Nice.
He's punching me, stop!
It's so ridiculous. Yeah, the armor's pretty good on the Ram.
It's a big clutch for Icy to stay alive there. But, I mean, the point's so far away. Cuff is in position. But I think those 2 players on respawn, yeah, Timeless going to need to give up the point. That's huge for Icy that he's able to close that fight out, get those kills, right? Because they would have lost first control. But hold on, Doom with a great start, touching point, forcing drone.
All right, got the lamp out, all good. Here comes the rush onto the point, met with a window pretty swiftly, but look at that, Cover just running right through it. Renko did not stand a chance in that one. 20% for TSM, it's probably all they're gonna get.
I gotta say, bringing Lethal in is just breathed fresh life into Timeless. They're playing with a reckless abandon that you need in the grand finals. You need to be playing with confidence, being able to run it down. The enemy rips an ult, you say, hey, we're going, I'm committing too, like double down. And that's exactly the mindset you need. Lethal over to the Ash, though. His turn to take a swing at the hit scan. I think this is actually one of the better points on the map for hit scan. A couple of these longer range scenarios, maybe you can play back and get some big dynamites. Where now TSM might feel the pressure to get in there and start the fight real quick. Hard to focus in Orisa, though.
Yeah, Rocket, it's got that Blizzard. Cover's probably going to be able to shrug it off again. King on the Venture, too, so going back to what they've rolled out with previously. Slowly getting chipped away. Yeah, Doom doesn't ideally want to use recall, but ends up using it anyway and drops down to the low ground. And here comes King, looking for this backline, looking to force a recall, looking to force something from the backline. There's the Blizzard on the point. Terror Surge matched with it though. Suzu on top as well. Renko's lab instantly destroyed as the beat hits for TSM. 5% towards Lucamino's, but Cover's already dead. They're still trading pretty well though as King and Renko end up going down. Lucamino's sound barrier coming in clutch. Annihilation now on the point, pushing Timeless away. Can they get another touch? Looks like they're going to be able to extend this fight a little bit longer here. Is that Annihilation eventually disappears? And they just ran circles around TSM, and they're going to be able to cap this point.
The scrappiness from Timeless, right? To battle back in this really desperate scenario, even dropping players like they're doing exactly what I talked about. They're not scared to go for these clutch plays. And to be honest, I think this is starting to weigh on TSM. A lot of these, dogfight scenarios, they're getting a kill, they're starting off well, but the fight is going against them due to heroics from individual players on Timeless. Squid, I feel like, keeps finding kills in these crazy engagements. I mean, his aim on the Kiriko is so valuable in those types of clutches.
Right now, Icy over to the Malga. It's really just a kind of a roulette wheel of tank heroes right now.
Not sure about the Malga here. Could be hard. I mean, I think Orisa can tolerate that pressure better than most characters.
Oh, what a spear! Onto Renko. Yeah, pulse bomb as well. A spear stuns, gets the lamp out, but the pulse bomb just did the damage enough and killed the lamp, and then, easily follow up as the Tracer, as the Bap ain't moving. Nice stuff from Timeless. A little team kill there, Jake. And they're this flashpoint away from taking the map and getting another point in the series.
The pressure's gotta be getting to TSM right now, right? Like your opponent made a desperation, final map, we'll change something up. We never practiced this swap, and it's working. This is where the tide can start to turn against you. You've got to stay composed, and it's a really challenging spot to be. King on the Venture, see if he can find purchase. Generally, I think a hard matchup against Orisa, who can kind of just dominate you on the Venture. If you get caught too close to her, she is a fearsome foe.
Looks like they were looking for him as well. Icy rotates to point, already super low, has to dash out of there. Icy almost dead, pretty much. Kind of 1v1ing against the Orisa right now and losing. The shock being used by King, ends up going up to the high ground, but can't get the last couple of shots off as King ends up going down at 2 at Lucamino. This is going to be point, Jake. You got to imagine 80%
Leber's got the sound barrier. TSM, do they even have a final touch? Looks like Renko was trying to go in there. Actually, doomed. Touch for Kiriko.
Oh my god, if he makes his touch, he juked him, he wrapped around the
3, 2, 1, stun. Oh, he gets it. Lucamino takes him down. Icy comes back on the Doomfist. They still have the sound barrier to keep them in this fight. Lethal ends up falling as well, so it's a 4-on-4 point. I got you, says Renko. No worries. Cuffer, the lone warrior there. 4-timers on the point, received the overhealth, popped every CD pop, home the Terror Surge. Flip, dead, Icy to follow, and that'll be Timeless. Despite that, those heroics from Renko to get that final touch, Timeless will find another map in the series.
The lols come out in the chat and no responses from TSM. Not talking back just yet. Starting to feel the tide turn against them as I think the viewers have definitely seen. Hey, Lethal coming in. I think it's more than just the picks, right? I think it's more than just the strategy shift, which is valuable, right? And it changes up against something that TSM probably are fully focused in terms of preparation on punishing that hit scan, given that they're running a double flex DPS. But Lethal adds flexibility. He also adds a different element of like, you know what? Let's not worry about the stakes, right? Like, let's not focus on what the prize pool is and how much we stand to win or lose. Let's just get out there and play for the love of the game. And when you win 2 in a row, you're starting to believe that it's your series to win now. You might be down 3-2. Like, yeah, technically, you still have to win 2 more maps to win. But honestly, I'm liking Timeless. And we go towards Junkertown, a map where somebody if Lethal stays in, I mean, he can play the Widow, but he can also swap off, bring you more flexibility if you wanted to play, you know, Genji and Echo and these like crazy flex heroes.
Are we ever going to see Lethal subbed out? At this point, doesn't feel
I feel like you can't. I feel like you just
not at this point. You're on a hot
series
streak.
has been.
Yeah, absolutely no way. Well, where has he been in this whole time? In our lab, in our secret dungeon, in our base. We've been crafting the perfect DPS hero, DPS player to come in and potentially win us the series. Timeless up 2 maps now. TSM still on 3 points, still on match point. They can close the series out. They just need 1 more. Come on. You got to get it. But I think you're right, Jake. Maybe it is getting to their heads a little bit.
And
thinking themselves, wow, it was so easy the first 3, or the first 2 even, because they got a 3 point. But
Doom came out with a real renewed vigor here in this comp on the Tracer.
Right.
You know, I think when they played Tracer Echo in the past, it's always Doom goes over to the Echo, and then that puts Vision on the Tracer. But Doom is like probably the best Tracer on this squad. Now he's able to kind of just lock it in, stay Tracer consistently, take it to Rocket, you know, like staying consistent on the same hero. I think it does help, right? Like I think it allows you to just play a little bit more confidently, and the whole team is feeling the energy. There's no doubt about it at this point. You know, especially this is the best way to turn the tides where, you know, you're just chaotic. Let's try something we never tried before, like whatever, let's give it a shot. And then it starts working. It just comes from, like, there's no better confidence than that. It's even better, I think, than winning with the strat you actually practiced and prepared and worked hard for.
All right,
Jeez,
we'll see if TSM have the mental fortitude there to keep themselves in it. Going to Junkertown, yeah, I mean, especially that map, I think was a really good example of how the series has gone to with the tank swaps. It is just swap after swap after swap after swap, trying to counter Cuffer. We're trying to counter Icy. We're trying to find a position where we feel comfortable. Cuffer looks good on the Queen, is happy to switch up to whatever he chooses. And being real, like, Timeless didn't really need to swap off the Winston, apart from when they go against teams like TSM, like even Fluffy Dreamland as well. Like, only then did we see them push to their very limits and Cuffer forced to swap. Speaking of which, King out, Chopper in. So we have the Rocket Chopper duo back for TSM.
I thought we might see this, not only because, you know, the series is a little turned against you a little bit, maybe you want to change up of your own for TSM, but also we're going to Junkertown. I mean, if there's a hit scan map, it might be Junkertown, you know, in the entire game. It's just such a great map for it. That first point, you can play the Tracer Somber and try and cross that long distance the Widow, but I think you're better off just taking the Widow Mirror. Chopper, though, has got to come in cold against a Lethal who's very certainly is warmed up, feeling himself after 2 big map wins, bringing the series back. You got to remember, from Lethal's perspective, he's just been winning today. Like, it's a great day. Like, he's another day at the office, putting up dubs, coming into the grand finals, clutching. Like, that's got to get your spirits up. And so for Chopper to come up against that here on a very, you know, hit scan dependent map, a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure riding on the shoulders. But I mean, look, if Lethal can do it, I can do it as well. I only need to win 1 map. That's all I need to do. We just come in for Junkertown, click some heads. We're chilling, we're vibing. Do you think we're gonna see a lot of Widow here from both teams?
I hope so. Good, honest Widow duel. Wouldn't even be crazy for Vision to come back in, but I feel like you just, you just can't, based on you got your map, you're back against the wall, right? You can't lose a map anymore, and the change up tempo wise is like you want to keep the same players in who've come in and started winning, frankly, in the series.
All right, here we go. Still one map away at TSM from taking the grand finals. But a reinvigorated Timeless has already stepped into the fold now, with Lethal stepping into the roster. They're on the defense first, and there it is. Getting some Widow action with Lethal jumping on the pick.
Solid Winston map as well for Kuffa. I think a very hard map to play some of the characters that TSM has used before to punish the Winston. So the Pharah, not looking too good on Junkertown first point. Maga, Reaper, they're not really it on this map. And so the Widow tends to be the queen here. Tends to be the queen of Junkertown. So I Chopper's in, locking in as well. Kind of without seeing the other comp, you kind of know. You kind of just know. This is the Widow map. You got to put some faith in the Widow players.
And every time we've seen the Widows over the last couple of... Oh, wait a second. Hold that thought.
Is he scouting?
Alpha coming into
or is he could still go back to spawn, but I think he looks like he wants to commit for it.
Oh, okay. So no Widow duel. Chopper on coming in. Fresh off the bench, playing Sombra instead. Spotting out Lethal. Oh, they're hounding down, or at least trying to. Wow, that was a insanely lucky win shot.
Intended for Rocket, who recalled away and left Chopper to tank it. So it looks like, oh, I found Sombra, guys. Oh,
I found Sombra, guys.
Proving true to the name, and that's exactly how you want to start. First shot, first kill.
Really feeling the confidence now, especially on the Widow pick as well. If you find that first headshot, you really start to feel yourself. And I mean, look, Timeless just a classic kind of Junkertown strat, just holding super far away. TSM, their comp just wants to get on top of the backline, wants to just assassinate somebody. It's going to prove mighty difficult.
Look how strong Kuffa is at the front line. Like, he does not care. He is face tanking 5 of them and just trading. And Squid and Libido are keeping his armor on. TSM are just stalling out. I mean, they're accomplishing nothing on the map right now. Like, this is really, really bad spot to be. Now they force the dive.
Oh, nice manual hack there. It's not going to result in too much by the looks of it. Taking the mega health pack away is going to be nice. And there's the first kill. Okay, for TSM this time around. Oh, he's looking for it. I'll be scared right now if I was Rocket. Lethal is on a hot one. Pulse Bomber coming up soon, though, for TSM, as they are gradually moving this payload. Lethal refuses to go down, though, without a fight. Squid and Lucamino keeping him alive and still taking shots on the points, but there's the pulse. Rocket has got a pulse. He's going to make a connection. If it's not 1 kill, it's going to be 2. Rocket's still going crazy in the front line here, is now Upper standing a little bit more tall now with this nano boost on the Winston. Going to be able to crunch Chopper too, and even the rally being invested for Timeless. They really want to make sure they hold this first point. Self-destruct high in the sky. Cover has the primal rage, pops it just in time before he just detonates on the point. Ooh, good shot by Lethal too. A hard angle to hit at the best of times, but against a Lucio, it's even harder. There we go. Finally, TSM. They're going to be able to clean up this fight as Timeless lose that first point.
Way too close for comfort for TSM there, right? The clutch was very real. I think if Renko didn't have the presence of mind to get on top of Lethal and shut him down, that could have really turned against them. But in the end, Timeless, they commit everything, gambling for that win, feeling the confidence of the series on their side, surely. But now they have no ultimates to work with. TSM in the firm driver's seat. Timeless gonna need to have a long, slow fight here to build up ultimates, but that gives a lot of opportunities for Rocket and Chopper to work their magic.
I mean, Chopper's got the CMP as well soon, 20% away. Might be a little bit hard to dive. Kuffa's always done a really fantastic job of peeling for the backline, as well as taking as much space as humanly possible. Good dynamite too.
See if Renko can find anything. Card is rolling, so you're pretty happy with your TSM.
Oh, the Suzu!
Icy doesn't get beat though.
Icy doesn't get beat, and he doesn't get the Suzu either. Just got booped out of the way. You can see the idea from Renko just throwing it against that wall, hoping the splash damage would be enough. Still going to use the rush on point, try and get this D.Va mech back ASAP. Already up to 76%. The debate D.Va is just in. Icy receives the Suzu. This time around, it's going to keep him alive. Nano boost for Squid. Can deploy it anytime he wants, but Renko stayed a little bit too long in the front line. Just Tesla cannon down by Kuffa.
Timeless looking strong, right? Standing into these fights, they weather the storm, frankly, having 0 ultimates there, somehow clutching, stalling just enough to build up all their ultimates, and now it's their turn to feel confident, right? They've got all the tools. They didn't need these last fight. Now you got a rally to work with. I mean, you're starting to feel real comfortable. Chopper needs to find a huge EMP here, but you better believe Timeless are so aware of this Sombra. It's been a consistent theme for them. Look at that, Lumino blocking the stairs, making sure Sombra cannot come up this way.
Oh, there's so low EMP.
I don't hate it. It might be the best you can get there. It's good value.
Especially with cover that has the Primal Rage as well. You kind of know that with the Sombra. That passive coming in kind of clutch sometimes if you're not ult tracking well enough. Nano onto lethal. What can he really do, especially with this D.Va kind of shrouding him in the Matrix? It's rather tough. And there's Icy with a kill onto Squid. Pulse bomb from Rocket. Okay, Lethal just unable to hit the shots required to salvage this fight is TSM. They're going to get seconds after these picks are cleaned up. Yeah, cover's not going to use Primal, doesn't need it.
Yeah, very defensive fight for Timeless after losing Kuffa, not able to get back on the offensive. Lethal can't find anything with the nano boost. That ends up being them falling on second point. Now to defend third, so TSM putting up a strong aggression here, a strong offense. But still, I feel Timeless have looked a lot stronger since Lethal has arrived on the server. They've looked a lot more confident and just a little bit aggressive, a little bit wild. That's what I like to see.
Chubba makes his way out of there. Early Suzu usage. Renko just swift steps away, but swift steps away right into the sights of Lethal. Little headshot.
This is about to be a nasty stagger.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Oh no, please.
You can tank the remake here. Okay, maybe they have to kill him if he gets back to his teammates.
Yeah, there we go, okay. I saw a group up there from TSM. Save it, Private IC. Unfortunately, mission failed. 2 minutes to go now.
Sojourn. I mean, he's just playing on feel. That's what I love about this. There's no way he's screaming. He's just like, you know, I'm feeling the Sojourn. I'm bringing it out. Like, I wouldn't have thought to pick Sojourn here, but he's just catches the vibe, and that's what you need, right, to change up in the series. Maybe playing with a little bit more confidence is what you needed against TSM.
Vibes-based player.
It's crucial. Vibes are gotta be immaculate. Crucial to professional esports.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, and you are about to get dominated in the series. Doom with a nice double kill for Timeless. Minute and 30 to go. TSM on their last limbs, trying to push this third point.
And Icy low on the mag. Okay, Rocket forces the recall out. Doom can't get the D-mag. So far, the D.Va for TSM, I mean, they've capped. They're here on third point. It's not the end of the world, but I just feel like a lot of these fights, the D.Va struggles. The Ana Brig are holding really strong, and Lethal is still finding the kills. The D.Va's not enough to shut him down.
All right, Rocket, he's got the pulse. How many kills is he gonna get this time? Oh, it's a lot of damage though. I don't think you need kills if you do that much damage. TSM also used that beat in response to Lucamino's rally. Renko's in a nice spot to land some nice nades, but look at that. Nano, Brig in the small corridor. Yeah, TSM end up evacuating, but it's unfortunate. Icy now on the mega health pack. They end up killing Lethal with the self-destruct, but without the D.Va, TSM, it's gonna be a rather tough fight for them to finish. I mean, there's only 40 seconds to go, and this payload has not moved past these doors.
Yeah, and this could be a tough hold, right? You gotta make it through. Doom finishes off Rocket, sees his next target, and no hesitation, charging forward. 25 seconds on the clock, though, so getting a couple more kills, not so valuable. Getting picked is a very serious risk. I actually like the decision to fall back and just set up for this last fight. Man,
such a brutal hold, though, as well, like you said. Oh, the pulse.
In the garage on Junkertown third.
All right, nice Suzu on to Chopper, saved from the pulse bomb. Bob available. Okay, now we can get the payload moving. We changed the tires, everything's a rock and rolling, but the nade's good from Squids. Nice little coach gun is going to keep Chopper alive, at least for the time being, and that Bob is going to just lay down some cover fire. The Chopper maybe gets out of there. A pulse bomb from Rocket connects on the Winston, results in a kill, and now it's just Lucamino dying on points. Overtime is here, and TSM stress levels over 1,000 right now, Jake.
Rush is, consider Rush just the ult you want in an overtime scenario, right? Pop that baby on cart. Good luck to Kuffa. He's going to be contesting into the classic Reaper with the carry rush against a Winston. Scary situation, but close on ults for quite a few players on Timeless.
All right, Chopper just playing up to the spawn doors. Pretty scary on the rush. Boom, 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 boom. Pumping out the damage. There we go. Railgun.
Oh no!
Nano overclock.
They got off the point. They got off the point.
Boy.
Oh my C9.
Oh, Jack.
That is
not like
horrendous. That is the mental breaker.
That's so bad. I mean, it is like super deep in the overtime, so the game ends in like a quarter second if you get off,
But still, everybody is grouped up, Jake. Look at this. 4 meters to go. Everybody is slightly split from the point. Rocket goes for the blink over.
that is so painful. And what better way to make the players on Timeless carefree, have a laugh, enjoy themselves? That is so dangerous. This is a team that is feeling confident, that is just going full YOLO here on the server, and you just gave them one of the most powerful boons you can give, an unforced error by TSM. Yes, they're on match point, but that victory feels miles away right now. So in the end, if you can reset mentally, it's a decent push on Junkertown, right? Like you can hold first, you can hold second. I mean, it's a pretty good defenders map. You could make this win.
I don't care, Jake. I'm going to be honest with you. The mental's crumbled. It's done.
It is.
It is done. Timeless, let's get a quick listening. See how jolly they are after that C9.
How big am I?
That's sick.
I'm sick.
Is it Widow?
Lucky you'd probably play Widow into that unless you want to switch.
How does Widow?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I'm gonna jump 6 soon.
Just play for nano engages, right? Free space?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I'm joining tilting now.
Get back then.
Went back right.
Hello?
See what up?
I don't see what
Probably back, man.
Guess you got bottom right.
Wait up,
Oh,
on
he's far main.
It's white peeking,
But you didn't.
Up
I'm
that
okay.
Wait, I'm gonna jump Widow soon, I'm gonna jump Widow soon, okay?
I'm steady.
Walking cart. I'm going to Widow as soon as she peeks again.
Widow, look at me.
I'm going to Widow in 2, 1. Oh, 6 is just gonna mark me, I have to mark 6 first. Hey, lift him.
Straight top left.
Tell me.
I'm set up.
Help me. I need bubble.
We're low. Join me.
We're good. From nano.
Dude's behind them. Wait, next bubble I go Widow, okay? 5 seconds.
I'm in 3.
3, 2, 1, going Widow now. I'm Widow.
I'm in 8. Signal shield. Walk sick.
Walk on. Widow. Keep walking.
See the guy fucking. Go bro.
I'm on back.
I'm okay. Let's try back.
Dig, half.
I'm there.
Dig half.
Oh, back one.
Dig half.
Back one.
I'm break.
Oh, I didn't need prom, but...
That's a knock counter bash.
All right. Timeless, Jake, still very much locked in. Making it look easy on that first point, too. That wasn't as much as a struggle as TSM had.
Yeah, and keeping it cool in this scenario, right, where you know the tide's starting to turn back in your favor, and they're still locked in. Great team communication, making sure the tempo of the fight, same across all players, not leaving anyone out to dry. And now it's TSM's turn, rather, to start throwing darts at the board. This time it's a Hanzo hero I don't think we've seen all tournament. Maybe once or twice, but certainly not a mainstay. Maybe more confident. Still decent against Widow.
Sights in 10% for lethal. Chopper on the Hanzo now too, so a little bit more of a Widow counter. In this close quarter scenario too, even against the Winston as well, you unleash those Storm Arrows, it's going to be tough to actually get much done as the Winston. Although with the Nano Boost, it's definitely going to help. Though still has to dance around that window. He ends up backing off pretty sharpish as Lethal ends up taking an arrow to the face.
Couple wants to get in here, mix it up. Brig goes a little deep.
Ooh, the pulse bomb connection on to Lep. That is one very... Well, there's a lot of effects happening on my screen, then Ram just T-poses in front of me. What do? He's dead. Eventually killed. As time is going to continue this roll on this payload. Jake, I hate to break it. The cookie has crumbled. The mental is breaking on TSM in this series.
I've got this one, baby. They're feeling themselves. They're playing with confidence. TSM, with all their counters, all their preparation for the Winston comps, and where has it led them? To here, to Junkertown. And they're the ones, I think, on a very awkward comp.
And they got points
flipped with no contest. They don't respawn in time. And now it's almost a formality here for Timeless. 5 minutes for Kuppa to work on third on Winston. I think he's got this.
Lethal starts off with a nice shot though. I mean, maybe it doesn't even need to be Kuppa.
That's so bad. Like, you really wanted to at least get Primal out at the start. if Lethal can take some of these high grounds on Widow, if Squid can get up there and start pitching nades down, oh, you are going to be in a world of hurt on TSM final point defense.
Very hard to take high ground control as well with the Icy being on the ram. You have to look for a big wraparound. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Lukamino dies to a couple of Storm Arrows, but here comes the Primal Rage from Cuffer. He spotted one, he spotted another. 2 kills for the Winston now as he just disrupts his backline. Olep is not going to survive all too long, and neither is Icy. It's an annihilation in the near future, I'd imagine, but doesn't want to use it just yet. Knows the fight is pretty much done and dusted. As Timeless with 4 minutes surrounding this final corner.
Lethal taking a very strong angle here. You're gonna have to come out of spawn and face this. And the LOLs are coming out. They're getting in their head. And TSM, I mean, this, what can you say? You got to speak with your gameplay at this point. Got to lock in. You've got some ultimates, though. This is a holdable situation. If you have the mental fortitude to be confident and to play with patience, you got to run the clock down.
Icy just took 2 headies.
Dude, these headshots are scary, though, man. Like, how can you be calm?
Good stake from Doomed. Oh, Rocket's dead. No, not on the Tracer. Jake, it is all falling apart here for TSM. A little C9 has cost them dearly. 3.5 minutes to go now. Renko at least settles the score with Doom taking him out, but Doomed has already done too much damage. I think Lethal now just looking at the window, absolutely no fear. A pulse bomb. Rocket comes in clutch, taking down Lukamino, but quickly dueled out by Lethal, who whip shots him with a swat. Oh, and he kills Lep as well. How is Lethal still up? How is he still alive?
No way.
I've never seen more of a crumble since I saw Gaming Gladiator's last OWCS stage. TSM just getting crunched by Timeless, and there's only a couple of meters to go, and they are just dropping like flies. They're going to put themselves on match point scenario as well, and almost a complete reverse sweep. They're ready. They're locked in. Can TSM come back?
Dude, Jack, what was that shot on the Lucio? We had to talk about that. That was something different. Like, I was like, oh, he's gonna shoot at the ram. Sure, he put some damage, and then he just whips up, pops Lucio out of the sky. I mean, I think if he doesn't get both the Tracer and the Lucio, they don't finish the map, at least not in that fight. They're gonna have to come back again, but Lethal, he will not be denied. And we're going to a decisive game. At this point, Timeless have won more maps today than TSM, right? They won 3. TSM, with their map advantage, it's equal. But a map win feels like an eternity ago. Like what was that? This is another series earlier today where
it was literally like it's almost another series ago, 3 maps ago. Like, that is insane. One of the biggest comebacks we've seen in FACEIT, if not the biggest. TSM, they're gonna keep Lethal in. You already know. Samoa, the final map we're going to control. It will be decided here. A reverse sweep, even with a point advantage on TSM side.
There is no better energy for a high pressure scenario match than the chaotic YOLO, let's do this energy. Like, and that is what Timeless are bringing. They're summoning the guy who's like, I don't even know what we play on this map. Like, let's play. Like, I'm playing Sojourn, I'm feeling it. And the team just rolling with it. And everybody, I think, getting on that same wave of, okay, it's not going to be about the perfect preparation, exactly how we choreograph moving through this map. It's going to be about reading the game, playing instinctively, and, you know, trusting each other. And it's something that, honestly, for TSM, you got to wonder, how is that trust between the team right now? Because the series has clearly slipped out of their hands. You're on the brink of elimination. You're also on the brink of victory, to be fair. But it doesn't feel like that right now, and sometimes that's what matters most.
Just a Lethal highlight reel.
Dude, he's actually on beast mode too. That's just so crazy. He just comes in, he's like totally cold, and he just puts up a heater on Widow of all heroes.
Oh,
Doom as well. I feel Doom has also been taking it to another level in these last few maps. Been really, really solid. A lot of big openers for him. Really evening the score with Rocket, I think, across the whole series.
Look at this shot, Lucio.
This kill right here.
Boom.
Dude. Like, the ram is in his face. The ram is like, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. He does not care. Ice in his veins, man.
I can't believe what we're witnessing.
That is like, actually, that's a shot I'll remember. You know, sometimes you have those moments. That's when I'll remember it.
Revenge as well. Of course, TSM knocks them down to the lower bracket. 3-1 in that series. We're going to jump to a quick break. Reverse sweep on the cards for Timeless. They sub-lethal in, and it all starts getting pieced together. TSM with a backbreaker of a game on Junkertown. We're going to jump to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Final map after this. Welcome back. Map number 7. TSM and Timeless. We're here, Jake. It looked like it was going to be a TSM just running away with it. They got a free point. They take the next 2 maps pretty cleanly, and then they sub-lethal in. Timeless are just now obliterating TSM, like the mental break of the C9 on Junkertown. Got a small substitution as well. King coming back in, so no more Rocket, only subbed in for that single map.
Or Chopper, rather, coming out.
Or Chopper, sorry, yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's Junkertown, you bring in your hit scan player. If you're gonna do it, it's on J-Town. Totally understandable. But Samoa, bringing back in King. I mean, last time these teams faced off, this was the map that Timeless won. And now, feeling themselves now with a ton of confidence.
TSM picked this map too.
Yeah, I wonder what we'll see Timeless roll out with, especially on Volcano, where they kind of struggled in the Maga Mirror. You know, will they take it again? Maybe the Junker Queen this time? Proved to be an effective answer on New Junk City.
We'll have to see. Got a bit more downtown vibes for the time being. All right, is King refreshed? That's the question. Sat back, watched what happened on Junkertown. Maybe he can come back in.
Quite the refresh, quite the glow up to come back into this series and make a difference. I mean, the tide has so strongly turned against them. At this point, it would be heroic, I think, for TSM to be able to be just stable enough, calm enough to clutch it out here.
Yeah, heart's beating and hands are shaking, that is for sure. All right, Lethal on the Ashe versus King on the Pharah. Obviously got Traces on either side, and that's a good pick to start us off with. I mean, Lethal is just playing with full 100% unadulterated confidence, Jake. Like, there's just absolutely nothing stopping this man right now.
Oh, bro's about to Terminator walk on him. He's the Terminator. He's just W'ing in. Everything before him will die. Oi, yo, yo. Are they getting a taste of the spawn here? Big dynamite? Okay, it looks like TSM stabilizing. King's a venture, but... Man, they're sure. Look at this guy.
Instantly goes down again.
This is behavior. Lethal's just peeking into them with no cares, and you can see why. I mean, if he just hits every shot, then it works.
How is that bench feeling, King? I hope it was nice and warm.
Oi, oi, oi. Little present left for them, slowing them down. Nice dynamite by Lethal.
All right, already 40% for Timeless right now. Here comes the contest. Nade from Renko. It's been how they managed to dominate a lot of their maps previously was Renko hitting large anti-nades. Lethal still playing with unreal confidence. Lep ends up falling over too. Oh dear, TSM. They're just getting absolutely destroyed. Renko dead, had 1% towards the Nano. That's a free kill on Icy too.
Oh, you had to do it to him. In fairness, no one is happier than Kuppa about this. You've been playing like Reaper and Pharah and Maga. You won't let me play Winston. And now the tide's turned against you. You know, you're going to get your licks in. You're going to get your licks in if you're Kuppa. I understand this. I can't criticize him for it.
I would never criticize enemy teabagging anyway. I'm fine with that.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
The Bob. Rocket has got the pulse bomb. Maybe wants a little bit of revenge on Doom there. He's currently checking him right now. Bob's been thrown out. And Lethal. Lethal is Terminator walking in front. Walking in front of his tank.
He is in.
He is him right now, Jake. He is in and he is him. Nanoboot's on the venture. Annihilation's been popped, but Rocket's already dead. Doom wins the 1v1 again. It's overtime. Is here. I mean, Timeless. They're just going to run all over them. There's nothing TSM could feasibly do in that fight. Lep has beat still. Rocket has pulse. They almost had the shock. 100-0 on the first point. TSM were 1 round away from getting reverse swept in the grand finals of the FACEIT Season 2 playoffs.
This is a vibes gap if I have ever seen one. This is a vibes gap of the greatest dimensions. TSM though, this is their comfort map, right? Like this is the map they can equalize on. The Maga comp plays to their strengths. It's very good here. Kuppa doesn't even want to counterpick, just respects it. Gonna take the mirror. And this is also a comp where, to be fair, it's really hard for somebody like Lethal to come in and play because it's so team coordination dependent. It's so, you know, being aware of each other, rotating together, not splitting up. And as Sojourn, it's very easy to be caught alone. So pressure on Lethal especially tough scenario despite how well he's been playing in this match.
May's pretty tilting to play against, I'll say. As tilting characters go. Frustrating is another word. All right, quick rotation for Timers. Put themselves on the point for the time.
Point position is really valuable right now. TSM have to make the first move, have to catch something, and Kuffa is really hard to evict from this corner. They do get him out, though.
Eventually they do. Icy gets walled off. Quick teleport there from Renko, keeping the front line alive. And now King in the back line. All right, there's the kills. That's it. Both DPS dead. Start getting your confidence back. Better late than never for TSM as they get the cap.
That's a clean execution. King to the back line. You know, pressuring in, making sure no one can escape out. Doom's gonna swap to the Tracer, prefers a more dynamic option, maybe to take a little bit more map control back. But the initiations have been good from TSM. I mean, that was a clean start, just what you needed. Get some win back in your sails, get a nice team fight win to hopefully force a final round here on Samoa.
A big railgun energy from Lethal. Says a little charge shot whistling past TSM. Okay, they're going to force their way into the back line. There's a little dash in from Kuffa. Pulse on his hands of Rocket, but Renko's going to start this fight off with a bang. That rush being used just the perfect moment as Timeless had already committed their whole selves to try and win, try and push in.
Does Doom live here? What an escape, actually. Holy, I can't believe he got out of that. And that was Rush. I mean, that's a very powerful tool. Timeless now with a big edge. That Kitsune Rush really hard to fight into, almost no matter what else you have. King pretty far from the tectonic shock that maybe could zone them off of it.
Oh, they're gonna go. They're playing with a different fire in their bellies right now. It feels like with TSM. They're just running it down right now. Icy's been isolated. That sound barrier from Lep and a later one from Lucamino. It's good for Timeless right now. Overclock not being used either by Lethal. Just takes the door with rockets. There's a few members of TSM now flooding onto the point. It's only a matter of time before they're cleaned up and the point is claimed.
And I'd argue that the aggression pays off, right? The aggressive beat gets both support ults out, and it's good value. You know, you don't end up winning the fight, but you put yourself in a position to eventually have the advantage later on. But Kuffa, first up on this cage, really difficult for King and Rocket, who both will be movement limited, where Lethal, you can imagine him kind of stepping into the Thunderdome here with the overclock and putting some work down.
Yeah, the cage into the tectonic shock. Pretty scary, but Lethal's gonna make sure TSM pay their dues a little bit here. I mean, look, you can line someone up. Lethal's in trouble, gets instantly denied. Dues paid. Pulse bomb connection. There's a tectonic shock happening, Jake, but King's just forced into the back line. Just pinned up against the wall, pretty much. Just lights punched out of him. TSM lose yet another fight. Timeless, it was an expensive one for them, but same could be said for TSM.
Yeah, great pulse by Doom, right? Normally pulsing the Malga, not the highest value, but recognizes that it's possible to burst through him right there, and the team focus fire comes through to follow up. Really well done by Timeless. Now, Renko again with the rush, right? This is the advantage they won from the aggression earlier. Opportunity to get aggressive, but Squid's so close behind.
All right, Renko's got this rush again, like you said. All right, we'll see if Timers can counteract this somehow. No, they're going to go in once more, just full send into the back line. There should be a free little cap here. Lethal calling there for a brief pause.
Oh, he's standing still on Sojourn.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. All right. It was good that it was that quick as well, because especially in control, they tick up very quickly. So, yeah, it was good that the pause came in rather rapidly.
And I want to put I mean, ironically, I don't know that this pause actually matters here, because pretty sure that the correct play for Timeless was to just full kite away from the rush, give up the point, and then come back in. So as long as Lethal's able to get back in, I mean, I think strangely, this is probably how it would have played out even if everyone was connected to the server. Rare situation where just hard backing was probably exactly what they would have done regardless. So still maybe a little bit cleaner than it could have been otherwise, right? No opportunity for a pick to come through from Timeless, but still, I think this round is going to be competitive for them, right? I think with how the series has gone so far, you better believe they're going to fight back hard in this round or the next.
Yeah. I mean, still, anything can happen. Timeless have shown how just tenacity can win you the day. They are one round away from winning this map, of course, and winning the whole series, that grand final prize money on the line. And yeah, TSM coming into the series too, think about how confident you would be, knowing also you're a point up, then you take the next two maps, you've been on match point for this long. Resetting after Junkertown mentally must have been so challenging. And as
We get back into the game, 78% for TSM. Looks like Rocket trying to land a nice little pulse bomb, but no, it actually gets taken out.
Oh, forgot he didn't have recall from the pause. That's happened to me before.
Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. It's a 4-on-5. Kitsune Rush has been ripped by Timeless. This should be an easy cleanup. Yeah, absolutely no way you're escaping that one. TSM, how much percent? Well, it's close to 99. 97. As Timeless put themselves in one fight territory here before they take the trophy.
Oh, they might go to the spawn here. They're thinking about it. It would be a little bit wild. And I see over to the D.Va. Defensive choice. I feel like they're going to lack damage in this fight. This seems so scary. How do you ever kill through a sound barrier? Oh, the pulse bomb could end it all.
Renko can't go down here. Doom decides against it. Doesn't want to overcommit. Didn't see an opportunity to use that pulse bomb as overtime approaches. No more C9 this time around as Rocket makes damn sure to get back in. Icy already desuited though his lips. Sound barrier just comes in a little bit too late. And now it's the pilot D.Va versus the world. Timeless, they're gonna run away with this one. With Icy's mech and Leb dead, what more hope do they really have? Timeless, they need to come up with a couple of kills here as King ends up eliminating Lucamino. Renko still alive is gonna be good for TSM as Rocket and King save the day. For TSM and Timeless, they're gonna have a brief touch here potentially with Doomed, but that's about it. He's so low, hits the recall, he's gonna get another retouch. No, completely denied there by King. And by the skin of their teeth, TSM, despite losing mech that early on, managed to come back. We're going the full distance here.
From the jaws of defeat, they snatched the round back, but now we're going to Timeless's wheelhouse. This is a map much more open. The Winston likely to come out. TSM, time to put the chips in the middle. But where are you going to gamble? What are you going to believe in? Last time they played, this was a good map for Timeless. They used Lucamino, I think, on the Illaari here. Got a lot of space, a lot of damage. Maybe a little bit scary to go so greedy here in the final moments. I tend to find that teams like to be aggressive, like to group up and just fight together when it comes to these like super high pressure scenarios. And it's the Reaper for TSM, the thorn in Kuffa's side. Can he finally defeat it? And with Lucamino on the Illaari, I mean, this is a wide open map, kind of a tough spot to play Reaper.
Yeah, so you're gonna get poked down so quickly. It's gonna be TSM just moving as a group as much as possible. Oh, quick pause as well, lethal. There's gonna be a pause eventually. Yeah, there you go, okay.
Interested to see how Lucamino navigates this, right? Without a conventional main support, TSM could just roll through Timeless. They gotta rotate well and keep their distance.
Little reactive sleep there, trying to sleep let by the looks of it. Yeah, a very hard matchup, like you mentioned, Jake, for King, but they gotta move as a unit. I mean, King maybe just sat down there to lock down the point, that's about it. King going down first, though, not a good look for TSM. Good dynamite damage too. Look at Lethal just hard swinging that corner. All right, and there is the first cap going to Timeless.
Yeah, King feels like gonna get off the Reaper. Just couldn't really get anything done, and it is just a one-note hero, right? Like if your main strat doesn't work, there really is not a backup on Reaper at this level of play. So the Sombra is gonna come out, still gonna have his work cut out for him. Timeless have been keeping the pressure on Icy so heavy, it's really hard for him to get in and find these jumps. And even if he does, he's gotta be healthy enough to actually close out the fight. Not so easy with players like Lucamino and Squid on support who fight back when you come for the dive.
You're trying to set up the dive on Lucamino. Can't use that outburst anymore. Virus goes a little bit wide too. Can they actually chase down King? Yes, they do so quite successfully. And in fact, Lethal finds the dynamite kill too. Rocket settles it. Pulse bomb on the ground kills Lucamino, but Lethal is there. Just hot off the bench, Jake. It's been absolutely dominant the last few maps and just continues that streak. And TSM, I don't want to call it, Jake, but they're on their last limbs here. I mean, setting up for these dives is an expensive use of their time.
It's falling apart here. I mean, Squid is so locked in, right? Those few shots on the Rocket, so much impact when you're able to land those on the Tracer, bully her back yourself as on it, especially as the lone support. So Squid still playing incredibly well.
Icy's one.
Oh, the cleanse keeps him up. But the nano.
Up a Rocket, oh, the nano boost, and there goes Rocket, the superstar player for TSM, just slain. Icy, you know, primal in a way, Squid, not too bad, but let pick the two-man sound barrier to keep them in this. Pylon still available for Timeless, so you can count that as two healers, why not? TSM now losing their Lucio player, and Icy wondering what happened to the rest of his team as he's in no man's land right now. Doomed at least ends up getting picked up by Renko, but that's a late death for Icy. surely this isn't another 100-0.
Oh, it's looking real dangerous, TSM. That was their last gasp. That was all their ultimates. And Kuffa, it's his turn to primal. Let's see what he's got. Into the spawn.
Into the spawn.
Aggressive.
No way
I
he
love
catches
it.
him. Oh, Kuffa. On his best hero for sure, as King and Renko end up going down. Oh, and this is just it, Jake. Another 100-0. We went the distance. 7 maps, 3 rounds on control. GG. And Lethal coming in to save the day. And they pause and they're like, come on. Come on.
He DC'd.
He DC'd at the last moment. There were 2 pixels before the bar went through, but we know it was a timeless win. TSM's backs breaking.
Tilting, bro. We actually lost because I lagged out twice.
Come here.
Can I summer touch?
No, he died at first.
They're genuinely all dead.
Yeah. Let's go.
Can you invite me?
Yeah, just go to custom games.
Alright.
All right, guys. I'm here.
Not over.
In your
It's not over.
comms.
Okay.
It's not over. I see you guys may
Not
have to
over.
unpause and allow it to actually officially end. Let's see.
Yes!
Okay,
Kiss you on the lips personally. I
love you. That's all of you.
That's the most insane series I've ever seen in my fucking career. Oh
I've
my
actually never seen a
God.
match like that. I need to watch his reaction.
That is literally
That's
unbelievable. Oh my god. That's fucking insane.
I
Love you, long
couldn't
time,
agree more,
Dennis.
you guys. What a ridiculous series. You guys hear me in your comms? It's me,
Dennis,
Jake.
how much do you want? How much money?
Jake's now comms.
What up, Jake?
I'm in your
money, you
comms,
just
guys.
played
I'm
over.
here. I'm here. All
He's in
right.
the comms.
I need to know who called for the change out. Who said pass me the ball? We gonna win this game. Like what was the
I'll explain it.
where were
I'll
you down
explain it,
3-0?
alright?
What happened?
So I was like, last night we were talking. Vision's been a little tilted lately, aka me. I've been a little tilted lately. So last night Dennis and I were talking. We're like, bro, we might need you tomorrow.
Lennon, you didn't do shit. You didn't win a single map.
Hold on. He's asking how we got Dennis in. So then mid-series today, I think it was like halfway or halftime at Eichenwald, I messaged Lethal. I'm like, yo, we might need you, bro. So I tell him to get ready, and then we lose Eichenwald, and I make the audible, and I'm like, yo, Dennis, we gotta sub him in for me. And he pulls up, does God's work.
All right. Love that. The humility to call for it, and then Lethal to come in. I mean, dude, what were you doing? Were you having lunch or something? They just called you in? Like,
I just went for a grocery with my girlfriend, and they DM'd me mid-map. I'm like, all right, give me like 2 minutes. And I spent like the
I love
first
the
3
visual
maps.
of that.
What's up?
I want to imagine you I just imagine you in a grocery store looking at your phone going, "Mad people need me," and then you run out of it.
Yeah, she was confused. I said I had to go home. They needed me, and she's like, okay. We just drove.
they put up the bat signal.
W go.
Call him in.
Holy, that was an insane. That was probably one of the most insane games you've seen in like NA Overwatch in quite some time. Like, how did you feel after that Junkertown? Because that was ridiculous. Like, everybody's obviously laughing in the chat and stuff, but you guys must have been so elated.
Yeah, you guys can answer, by the way. You guys can answer, by the way. Hello?
Are you the only player in the team?
Yeah, they're making the
All
sun
right,
do
okay,
all the
fine,
interviews.
I'll answer. I was laughing to myself because I was on Ash for too long. These guys don't speak up. I say I'm gonna go Ash, and they say, "Oh, it's a good pick." I'm just getting full countered, so I swap back to Sojourn, and the game's wrapped. Go next, or Widow even.
I'm curious for Kuffa how you felt in this series, especially yesterday. I felt like watching it. It was really clear that to me that TSM was like hard targeting the Winston, playing these like wild comps like Reaper and Maga, like full committing against you. And you're still looking pretty solid on the hero. How was your thought process as far as adapting through this series in the grand finals, like changing up the heroes or bringing up a different play style, different adaptation on the Winston for you as a tank player?
I said to play to enable the team more and let Dennis carry. Like, we know that we're way better than that team in like any mirror, so they're obviously going to try counter comp us as much as they can. Losing 2 maps today is still like, I'm still disappointed in us for losing those 2, but you know, I think we clutched up, and Dennis is just like they just can't beat like Citrus or like Dennis, so TSM are just cursed. Pain.
Bro, I can't lie. I was shooting boxes that first 2 maps, trying to look for souls. Fuck me. By many not showing up. What am I doing?
Well, in the very end, it also started to look like an absolute vibe gap. You guys were just out there fragging, clicking heads. It's been a really fun series to watch. So thank you guys so much for putting up the show, and also of course congratulations on the dub. You are our season 2 winners.
Thank you.
Thank you. GG's.
Anytime, just let me know when the
Yeah,
next
thank
tournament
you,
is.
everyone.
Just let me know when the next tournament is,
Wait,
okay?
we should disband.
We should disband.
Yeah, end on a high note. You know what? I agree.
In
Why
fairness,
not?
this is an unreal storyline for a grand finals. I've never seen something like this. To have the sub come in, down 3-0, backs to the wall. You're getting kind of plastered basically on the first three.
That's the thing though, like a reverse sweep against a team that knocked you down to the lower bracket, and then
like
heading into the
super
grand
reverse
final, they have a map advantage, and then you go down again and it looks like a mega sweep, and then you just sub in your personal Batman coming in from the grocery store. All cold,
That is
and then,
insane. Girlfriend's like, yeah, sure, you can go home. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go win a tournament for our team. That is insane.
yeah. I do love the humility though, like, you know, to just be like, I think we need another guy in the server. You know, like, no, honestly, like that, I don't think every player has that, and you need that in a team.
And it can be hard. It can be a hard thing to talk about, right? But to be like, you know what, we need to change up. They've like countered our strat. We need the flexibility, right? Like, I think it was huge that they came out on Echo on this first map, right? They came out, they looked really good with the Echo, the Junker Queen. It was like a totally different look than we'd seen from them at any point in the tournament. And this has to throw TSM for a loop. It's like, yeah, we had all this prep, but like, hold on, like they're just doing something different. This lethal guy is doing something different.
Just vibing.
It was a vibes series, it really was. As soon as Lethal stepped in, I mean, you said it, Jake, and the thing is just like, this is a vibes team right now. Like, they're just playing off it, and they're just, Lethal comes in after he's been shopping or whatever. Like, how is that even possible? Like, insane. I mean, curious, obviously, on the flip side of things, like TSM, especially after this Junkertown, like, man, I don't know how you'd be feeling after that. Obviously, extremely like beat up and hurt, like, because it also Lethal hitting shots like this, like onto the Tracer and then boom, straight onto the Lucio. God,
that's the thing. Like, if you're doing everything by the book correctly and you have the right strats and you have the right ideas, but then someone like Lethal comes in and just clicks head, like, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah,
that's just a skill gap. That's just that.
Yeah, I think Timeless showed that when they get going, right, when they play with confidence, this is the level that they really have, right? Like, maybe we didn't fully see that level from them, you know, in the upper bracket finals. But today, they come in, they find the wind in their sails, and I mean, this is a great final moment. Kuffa's just like, I'm in your spawn with the Primal. Hello. It's nice to see you, Kiriko.
I love the story for Kuffa, because we talked about this already, setting this match up. We just heard it again in the interview as well, right? Like, Kuffa has been so heavily focused. And even though he said he was disappointed with his performance, even yesterday, when they fell to them, it was not due to him not being fantastic on that Winston, you know? Like, he did everything he could whilst being hard focused, so that's a lot to be proud of. Lethal player of the match. Absolutely no one and their mother are surprised at that one, because, homie, she's coming in.
I mean, come on. There has never been a more obvious player of the match. Like, it cannot be better than this. The team loses every map without you. You come in, they win every map. It's like,
Insane
I wonder what
stuff.
happened here. What was the change up? Like, what made the difference?
He brought that confidence to it. It's not just him clicking heads, right? Like, it's him allowing them to play aggressive and bold. Some might say maybe overly bold, but you needed that. They needed that. And in the first map, or the first two maps, Timeless played scared. They played back. They gave TSM way too much room.
Yeah, and giving up those opportunities, maybe being a little bit predictable with the strategies. TSM's preparation came in really effective last time they played and for the beginning of the series. And then I think when the team changed up, it was obviously Lethal came in and had a huge game, but it's not just a solo carry effort, right? I think it's the whole team responding to that energy and everyone being willing to, hey, like, let's try something new. Let's make an adaptation. We can still win this.